The Microsoft ecosystem is evolving faster than ever. Copilot, Power Platform, security, modern work, Azure AI, new features every week, new opportunities every day. But learning is scattered. Events are expensive, limited, and difficult to access. That changes now. Welcome to M365 Con, the world's largest online Microsoft 365 convention. 2 powerful weeks, 1 week of workshops, 1 week of free global talks and keynotes. Build your own learning path with expert-led workshops. From Power Platform to security, from Copilot to Azure AI, you choose what matters to you. Then join over 60 free sessions with most valuable professionals, Microsoft trainers, architects, and innovators from around the world. Meet the community, explore the virtual expo, connect with experts, and be part of a global Microsoft experience. Accessible, global, interactive, and designed for every Microsoft 365 professional. M365 Con, your community, your learning path, your Microsoft 365 future.
Hello and a warm welcome to the M365 Con. Today here with me, Knut Relbe-Moe and Martin Rövekamp, with the topic, the knowledge agent in SharePoint are soon going to be in GA. What does that mean for your organization? Feel free to start.
Yeah. So thank you for having us, Marcel. So let's talk about knowledge agent in SharePoint. Knut came up with this idea because now, like, we had the button on the landing page of SharePoint, and it will be available for everybody. So let's check what this impact means for your organization. My name is Martin Rövekamp. I'm consultant for SharePoint and Copilot in Hamburg, working at QBeyond. I'm organizing Collab Days in Hamburg, as well as the global AI community in Hamburg. Get support by my co-pilot or pilot. We didn't figure out the role today, but let's see. Knut.
Yeah, so Knut is my name. Suddenly we see that there's a mistake in the slide deck that doesn't put all my name there, but that's okay. We can fix that later. So Knut Relbe-Moe is my name. As also Martin, we are kind of working a lot with intranets and all that kind of stuff. But we, of course, like everybody else, needs to focus also on Copilot and AI and these things these days. I'm doing the Collab Days Oslo and also the global AI community Oslo, basically together with Martin as well. So we are super happy to be here and supporting this conference. I think it's great with all kind of conferences that try to educate the people so that you get the knowledge you need to kind of make sure that you use the new tools, the new features in the right way from the beginning. Because of course, from our experience, we test things a lot, we try things a lot, and we fail a lot, and we swear a lot, and we get frustrated a lot. So this session is kind of to give you a little bit of a heads up so that you don't go into the same pitfalls as we might have already done. So yeah.
So what we will talk about? So we will introduce SharePoint Knowledge Agent to you. Then we have some demos prepared, and then let's see how to get started. What do we need to do to get started? And in the end, some questions. So let's talk about SharePoint Knowledge Agent. As I mentioned before, it was like a few months ago that some button appeared on our demo environment, and we checked it out, and there was kind of amazing functionality. But let's talk about the beginning. And so we all now playing around with Copilot or ChatGPT in the last 2 years. And what we feel is that data is still crap. And so a Gartner report found out that 63% of organizations do not have or are not sure if they have data AI ready. What does it mean? So you can't, that was with the search as well, you can't find the information, you get the wrong information, you get outdated information. It's time consuming to keep all the stuff done, and the governance, do I really give away information which shouldn't be given away? So, and this means that with let's say with a knowledge agent, we will show you how SharePoint and knowledge agent can support you to come from chaos, content chaos, to Copilot ready. And this is kind of part of the first demo we will have, how the admin can provide better content for your SharePoint environment or for Copilot. So the knowledge agent has many functionality. So one is like really taking care of your content. So it improves your responses. You can drive your business processes. You can get some workflows. You can get some policies, and you can also set some rules like to keep the content fresh. So that means make sure what kind of content is outdated, and it will analyze it for you, and then you can put it away. It also supports you with the context stuff. So it will create columns, it will autofill these columns and support you to get more content information and to search or filter for it. It also makes the content really fast usable. So if you have a document library, as we see here, and you just let it organized by the knowledge agent, then you have information out of your documents already available in new columns. So automation, so you can get information out of the website. You can ask a question in regarding just to this SharePoint site or to a SharePoint library. You can also create your own knowledge agent based on document library or a document. And you can improve your pages. So as I mentioned before, you can find broken links, you can find outdated pages and mark them, make them not available anymore for Copilot. And this is just an overview. So you have like content management as we use generative AI to create some content, to create great pages, but you can also create workflows in document library. Or you have like this site management skills, as I mentioned, like content gaps, retire inactive pages, and so on. You have this content creation skills, create a page, create a file, create an FAQ. And then you have this content consumption. So get your Q&A, get your summarization of some documents, get information out of your files, get an audio overview. And finally, the knowledge agent helps users to discover and access custom pages on the site. And how does it look like? We will now check in the demo. So, Knut, will you take over?
Yes, sir. So let me share my screen here. So sorry for turning my head, but this is my second screen. So, and of course I put on the SharePoint, all SharePoint cap for special today, because of course, when it comes to kind of taking control or preparing yourself for the knowledge agent, a lot of this work comes to taking care of your SharePoint environment, basically. So right now you can see the flashy, big kind of button, or how we want to call it, down in the right corner, which is the knowledge agent. So right now we got a new icon here. In the past it was actually the SharePoint logo, not the one that I have on my cap, but the one that are a new logo for SharePoint, because this one is pretty old, like I'm old. So that was kind of like why I wanted just to have the hat on in the first place. People that knows me knows that I don't use caps that often, but I thought it was kind of nice to kind of tie the little bit of impression back to SharePoint, because if we want to have a good functioning knowledge agent, it's all about how that also helps us, how the knowledge agent can help me as a site owner, basically, inside of SharePoint, to do a lot of things here on the end of SharePoint. So as we saw from some of the slides that Martin as well shared, we can do a lot of things here. First of all, we can create a page, basically. So like in the past, we had to go into the new button behind here to create the page, and it was kind of dull in a way, because we didn't get any help, or I didn't get any starter, so I could write the prompts, and based on kind of the natural language, I could get the page. So this is like where, from our perspective, that we can really go ahead and create content based on a Word document. We can get it based on a PDF. We can get it based on the resources, as you can see here. So it doesn't necessarily need to be a PDF or a PowerPoint, or for that matter. Let's say that you had a meeting with your team, and then you need to post the minutes of meeting into SharePoint, which is a pretty normal task that a lot of site owners do. Then we can just go ahead here. We can find the meetings, as you can see here, and based on that, we can get the help of AI to generate a page based on this meeting, basically. So this is a really great story around like how the knowledge agent will really come in and help the site owners or the content creators, because we need to kind of differentiate the knowledge agent into two categories, as Martin also showed you on the last slide, which is kind of the creator or the site owner people, and the consumers, or the people that should just read and consume the content. So what we cover right now is the story around the content creators, the site owners, the site admins, basically, and how they can do things. So this was the kind of, yes, we can get help to create the content. Martin is going to show you later how we can get help to populate the metadata inside of the document library. So I'm not going to cover that right now, but if you are on the site, as you can see here, or the homepage of the site, we see that the knowledge agent provides us with different tasks or things that we can do. So from the beginning, we can summarize the page, or we can ask a question about the page. So imagining that you have a really huge page where there's a lot of internal information, maybe policies, maybe other things, and then you can really ask questions about the content. We can also have an employee handbook page, basically, and then we can use this knowledge agent just to interact in the chat matter with that page, which is really great. But from the admin or site owner perspective, so the two on the top are the consumers. So this is the one that everybody will see, no matter the permissions they have, if they have a Microsoft 365 Copilot license, because currently you need to have a Copilot license for this to function. This might change before we go into general availability, but this is the current state of it. But the last two are the ones that is for the site admins or the site owners. So for instance, if you have an old site, you can also go in here and click, for instance, here you can click like find content gaps. So maybe they are, you have a site that is all about HR, and then the AI will help you to find out, oh, you're missing some information on this site. Or for instance, this one, which is going in and analyzing your site to find out, do we have any links that is not leading to the targeted location anymore? And this can happen a lot of times, and I'm pretty sure that most of the users out there probably have sites that has broken links, because a lot of the SharePoint environments or the information in SharePoint has come there because of people migrated from on-prem to online, or maybe you migrated from one Microsoft 365 tenant to another tenant. And then it might be that you have a lot of links that are not fixed during that migration process. And this is a really great tool where you will go in and find most of those links. There might be some links that it will not identify, but at least it will give you a good starter. And this is just still in GA. So it will be even better when it will come into general availability. So. And then, of course, we have the retire inactive pages upstairs, which is even more nice, because like if you have a site, there's a lot of pages that nobody has accessed for the last 60 days or 90 days or whatever, then there might also be a good idea to retire them, because again, when it comes to Copilot, of course, the more knowledge Copilot works on, or the AI works on, the more time it will get to get good responses, or the more chance there is that it's like hallucinating results that you're going to get back. So this is a really good tool to help us to make sure that my organization will be ready for basically the Copilot. But other things that we need to do to get ready, I want to take a quick peek in there, even if this is not part of the knowledge agent, but since this session is all about getting ready for the knowledge agent, there's also a really hidden gem inside the SharePoint Admin Center. So if you have the SharePoint Admin role, you'll be able to see this, because inside of the SharePoint Admin, you have something called Advanced Management, which is before was something that you had to pay for, but if you have one Microsoft 365 Copilot license in your tenant, then you also will be getting this one together with your Copilot license. So as you can see here on the top, it asked me that I can prepare for Copilot with SharePoint Advanced Management. So we can do an assessment here. I did one yesterday. So you see that, for instance, it's found out that 96 sites require attention, which is 30% of the sites in my tenant. And of course, my tenant is not that actual, because this is kind of a demo tenant and not one. So probably in your environment, it will be a lot different numbers than what you can see here. But you see that I have 12 sites that is missing ownership. So that means that there are no owner as added to that site. So this is where it will come in on the governance side. It will take kind of re-clean the sites and so on. And you see here, we can click on this one, and then you see that we get the recommendations. It found 96 issues. We can go to the inactive site policy page to create an inactive site policy, so that we can notify the owners about this, so they can take actions, which means that they can either retire the site, or maybe they can do some changes to the site. So this is where like the SharePoint Advanced Management really comes into play, and will be really coming in and providing us guidance, providing us help to make sure that our organization will be ready for the knowledge agent that is coming. And of course, in the beginning, you can kind of choose what sites that you want to have it on, or exclude sites. You can put it out everywhere. But we all know that probably after some time, Microsoft is going to enable this button by default. So it's going to be there whether we want it or not. Like it's right now that we have the control to choose if it should be rolled out, choose which sites it should be rolled out to. But if you're considering like what happened to Office.com, that suddenly got a takeover from Copilot, I'm pretty sure that if you look 6 to 12 months in the future, we're going to have that button down in that right corner, whether we want it or not, as long as we have a Microsoft 365 Copilot license, or whatever licenses that Microsoft will require us to have, or pay as you go, or whatever, for that button to show. But I have marked my words, like it will be there by default sooner or later, basically. So we need to kind of prepare ourselves for this button to be there. And then one of the things, we can go ahead and use Advanced Management to do this content assessments. So you see that we have 96 sites requires attention when it comes to the life cycle of the sites. And then we have 74 sites that actually requires attention when it comes to oversharing. And that is probably a lot worse, considering what Copilot can access to and not. So for instance, here you see broken permission inheritance. So it means that I went into the document library and I broke the inheritance on the document library because for some reasons I wanted to have unique permissions on either a file or the full library itself. And then of course we can again click in and we can look at basically the guidance that it provides when it comes to this. And again, you can download a report, and the report is actually, in this matter, is just an Excel file, which is CSV based. So again, we will see the list of the sites, and then we can kind of review them one by one. Or we can again go to basically the site permissions across your tenant to make actions accordingly, because if I go into this on my tenant, you will see that I show this to people. So here we can go ahead and also kind of run specific reports when it comes to this. And we can also, of course, go into settings and provide basically the default policies when it comes to this matter as well. Another thing that we came into the settings here, this is also, I'm now into SharePoint admin and in the settings right here. So this is where we can also do a lot of different things. So for instance, version history limits, this is really a key way you can save storage costs. So you see that I have manually, and I have like 500 versions, which is kind of a lot. Or we can also implement that the files, like the versions should be deleted after 1 year. So that means that, for instance, if you have like 500 versions, it will delete the versions that are older than 1 year. By this, you can kind of reduce your cost a lot when it comes to, again, SharePoint. And then there's a lot of other interesting things here. We can also go in to OneDrive and kind of do the same. We can go into site creation and also set the default storage limit. There's a lot of stuff we can do here to prepare ourselves. But if you go back to the advanced management, and we see here, there's also the org-wide site permissions that is really nice. So here you see, again, we found 45 issues, and we need to take control, and we need to start to dig into this to kind of make sure that our environment is, first of all, Copilot ready, but also ready when it comes to the knowledge agent that you can see down here. That was kind of what I wanted to kind of show you when it was around kind of how this is from basically the site admin perspective. So we have now kind of covered, like we are here on the SharePoint homepage. We have also covered like what other things that you should considering doing into your environment, basically. And then you are able to go in there and kind of dig in, and using the kind of the advanced management tool in SharePoint to do this. There are also like a lot of really good third-party tools that can help you when it comes to this from different vendors out there. So you have like a lot of them. You have like Syskit, you have Orchestry, you have Apoint, just to name a few. There's a lot of them. So if you have like a wish to kind of go outside of the Microsoft out of the box offerings, there are a lot of third-party tools that can also help you to kind of clean up your environment and make it knowledge agent ready, basically. So but with that being said, Martin, maybe you want to take over to show how we can also use the knowledge agent to kind of improve the metadata inside of SharePoint, because that is also key when it comes to Copilot and getting good responses from Copilot, and a really good and exciting feature of the knowledge agent.
Yeah, and just to mention third-party tool, also ShareGate has offers the possibility to analyze your environment, not only for the migration, but as we already have the information for the migration, we can also use it for data governance and prepare it for the AI functionalities like Copilot and our knowledge agent. So I'm back in our demo environment, and I have like document library called leasing offers. So I have like here a list of leasing documents, and I can use now like the add column button. And when we have what's also new in the preview, it's like the classification. What does it mean? We have been talking about metadata, and let's see how it could work like this. So okay, I click here, click on next, and now a control pane opens on the right. I give a name for this column. It's called vehicle type, and then I have a description for this column, type of car. And now I can set categories. That means that this is the content for your metadata. So category. So I have like car. No, let's say Avant. Avant. Next. Ah, I need some more. Sorry. Hello, hello. Cancel once again. Classification next.
This is live demos, not
Yeah.
slides, so this is perfect.
Okay, new load. This is really live. Yeah. So okay, back here, add new column, add new column. Okay, still loading. Classification. So new column called vehicle type, and the category I want. Okay, next one. Sportback. Next one. Bus. Next one. Roadster. Next one. SUV. And sedan. Huh? Okay, so and now I click on next as I have chosen the properties for my type of stuff, and I can test my prompt now. So let's just choose some of them. The Cupra, the bus, and then we have the e-tron, and we have a Sportback. And now I can make a review. So I'm testing now my prompts for this column, and he's analyzing all these documents and suggesting now content for my column. So we have like BMW X3, it's a SUV. So this Avant, it's a combi, it's the ID bus is a bus. Then we have an e-tron, it's also an SUV, and we have a Sportback. But there's no limousine and no roadster. So he really analyzed these documents and gave me some results. So I can use this, for example, to add very easily some metadata to my content. I also, if I push now on save, it will create this column, will autofill all columns and all columns in this case. And if you add some more documents, it will also refill the column itself. Then. What I also could do is like, I could go here and say, ask a question. So this question will regarding to this documents here in the document library. I could create a new view. So like for this document library, I have this standard view, but maybe when I have this new column, I also can have a view filtered on SUV or whatever. So let's go to my other example, and this is like invoices. So it's same type of library, just with invoices. And when I use this button here, I can organize this library. What will come? So he will analyze his documents. He will suggest some columns. And what I get is an invoice number, invoice date, and total amount gross. So this is like within seconds, you get already information out of your documents, and you don't need to go into the document and fill your column. So, and then if I was
like pretty awesome, if I should say so, because we all have, I think, good stories from the past when we had deployment to customers where we kind of try to force them to fill in the metadata and all that kind of stuff, and nobody ever liked metadata, I think. So this is like pretty cool.
So let me, I don't save this one, I just leave it. But I also could go here and let me go back to the other one. There are my documents, and just say, so create, no, let's say ask a question first. So, and then, okay, what is the price for the Tuareg? See, so now he's checking the documents and giving me some examples. Yeah, take some time. So maybe in this case, when I ask the document, it may be faster to open the document itself. So there, this price leasing. So that's also the functionality. I mean, you have a document library and just ask something against. You do not even need to create your custom agent in this case. So let me go back to we can also use this one. Yeah. So here are the AI actions as well. So if I mark one document, I have some AI actions here, and I can summarize the document. I can create an FAQ. I can create an auto overview, ask a question, or create an agent. Dismiss. So what I also, if I mark a second one, it will change, and it will have the functionality like OneDrive has. So let's have two now AI actions on the left, and I can compare the files. So this is up to 6 or 5. Let's see. 6. Nope. 5. Yeah. So compare files like up to 5. But let's just compare two of them, like the A6 and the Cooper and the Touareg. Okay. And now compare the files. And so now we are still in just one document library, and the content is grounded on these documents which I have selected. And now it will come up with a table of the information of those 3 documents. So we have the coming up, filling this table. And you get in within a minute or 2, you can have an overview about your documents. This is kind of cool if you have like the leasing contracts, if you have contracts in general, if you have invoices, whatever, to compare and to see what's the difference there. And now I can ask a question even so from here. So that's also stuff. And finally, just to show, there's also, if we have knowledge agents, we can also use the to create custom agent based on one document. So let's say create an agent. And now it's starting Copilot Studio, at least Copilot Studio Lite, and you can create your agent based on one document. Maybe it's not for this leasing document, maybe it's like just for some information for your employees, like employee handbook. And then you provide the agent to your colleagues, and they just can ask the agent to get information out of this document. So if I create, then it will create the agent. Okay, some error. That's also live.
Live
But
demos.
but
It
that's
might be
so
the
yeah,
name of the agent because you have like
yeah,
a lot of namings there. But yeah,
yeah.
but anyways, like this is like where we kind of need to figure out like when is it a good time to have a custom agent created, like what Martin showed you now, or when is a good time just to use the functionality that is built into the knowledge agent itself.
Yeah. So, and now, do we need to show something more? No, I think we can go back to the slides, do we?
Yeah, I think we have showed everything. So just to kind of point out also like what Martin tried to show you here is that if you create basically a custom agent inside of SharePoint, this one will be also available into the Copilot chat, just as an agent that you will create from within the Copilot chat itself. So that is kind of the nice experience. Now in the beginning, it was only available here within SharePoint itself. So then you kind of had to have a little bit of issues with kind of, yeah, if you should have like a SharePoint agent, if you should have a Copilot Lite agent, or if you should have like a Copilot Studio agent. But as Microsoft is evolving this, we see now that even the Copilot Lite agent created can be imported into Copilot Studio. So I think this is the great journey right now that we are on. I think that Microsoft will kind of let everyone to be like an agent builder, basically. So every person can kind of build their own agents, but then to kind of add more advanced functionality, then you can add into a developer, or you can add into a Power Platform developer that are used to kind of building more advanced complex solutions, but to kind of fix the rest of your requirements. Because of course, sometimes you have more requirements than what we can fulfill with just the agent that Martin is showing right now, that is actually providing a lot of information when it comes to kind of the cars or the leasing demos here. And this could have been done for work resumes. It can be done for like an HR document, like an employee handbook and all this kind of stuff. So this is like where I'm always saying to my customers is like, if you're planning to roll out Copilot, make sure that at least you are building 3 agents as you go. And now I would say make sure that you also start to use the knowledge agent in SharePoint, and that one will come in general availability, because it just provides so much functionality for the site admins, for the site owners, and also for people that should just consume it. Because of course it's a lot quicker just to click the summarize this page button instead of like reading like a really long article, for instance, or that you on an HR page can go and ask questions. Imagine that you need to find out about, for instance, how to apply for vacation, or what kind of policies do we have in our organization, and this kind of stuff. And you can just simply ask it directly from the knowledge agent instead of trying to find out where on the site is this information stored. So this is kind of like where we need to get into, like where to get started. Like how can you as an organization get started? If you are not already testing this out, my challenge will be talk with your IT, because you need to have IT on board to do this, because you need to be able to run a PowerShell script to enable it. It's not possible to do it yet. And as this slide shows, if you don't want agents on your site, it's still possible, if you have the SharePoint admin role, to turn off the agent on any sites with what is called restricted content discovery as well.
Yeah, I just
and we have a
wanted
link to that one. Yeah, go ahead, Martin.
I just wanted to mention that you said, okay, if it's generally available and everybody can create his own agent in the document library, or on a SharePoint side, then we have already this same gap like we had with Teams when pandemic started and everybody was able to create a team and there was no governance at all. What we want to show you in the next slides is, okay, you don't need to worry about this. There are some possibilities to control this. And as Knut already mentioned, there are some right now. You need your admin run a PowerShell script, like the first one to deploy the knowledge agent for a few sites as a preview, for example. So like a testing environment. Okay, let's try it out. And then also like the second PowerShell is like specify sites only for to enable the knowledge agent. So we have
And
this
also
slide.
something
Yeah.
we need to mention, Martin, before you take this one.
Yeah.
Or actually take this one and then I will mention something. So
Okay,
take the knowledge
yeah.
scope.
Yeah. So then go ahead, Knut.
Yeah, because important thing here is also to different from being able to create custom agents in SharePoint and to have the knowledge agent deployed, because that is two different things. Like right now, without deploying the knowledge agent, your users can still go ahead and create custom agent in SharePoint, which is not the knowledge agent. Like the last thing that Martin showed, people can still do now, either from SharePoint or they can do it from the Copilot chat experience with kind of what was called before the agent builder, which is now Copilot Studio Lite. Your users can do that right now, today, even without talking about the knowledge agent. The knowledge agent is just like a ready-to-go agent from Microsoft that can be deployed into your environment to kind of help you limit the amount of agents that your site admins might create by themselves, because it has a lot of the functionality built in, basically. Like you can summarize a page, you can have an FAQ, and a lot of other things that is there, or you can ask the questions, basically. So we need to kind of separate those two things. Like people can already today create agents, unless you go ahead and do that restrict content that we showed in 2 slides in the past. That will make it not possible for your users to go ahead and create those agents inside of SharePoint at least. But it doesn't stop them from creating them in Copilot. To do that, you need to go into Copilot and into the Microsoft 365 Admin Center to stop them from creating agents. But I'm not going to say that you should stop them, because I think that is kind of, you are going against the train, basically, and you're going to be hit some point of time anyways. So what you need to do here is to apply governance. You need to apply rules of how to build agents and who should be allowed to build agents within your organization. And then, of course, since we are talking about the knowledge agent right now, to start to use that one, then the scripts that Martin just mentioned are the ones that you should use, basically. So it's important to kind of different those things, because knowledge agent is something separate. This one you need to have a PowerShell script to enable and roll out. The custom agents, they're already there, and people are probably building them today while we talk here.
So that's like just an overview. We were asked to show something for the licensing. So maybe we already discussed this knowledge agent and custom agents. You explained it now. So we can jump in. Here's maybe some technical overview. So the knowledge agent, as you mentioned, owned by Microsoft, and the custom agent can be done by the content consumer itself. It even does not have to be the content owner. So there's like some really interesting differences. But now the licensing model is, it's right now available through Microsoft 365 Copilot license. So if you have a Copilot license, you can use the Copilot agent as long as the admin has deployed it. Pay as a go is right now not available as an option, but yeah, it might change in soon when Microsoft gets some idea. Yeah.
like the small text on the top, there will be some changes when it comes to the SharePoint site agent when Microsoft will go live, but we don't know what it will be yet. So we have also to wait to know like what the license changes will be. But right now, as Martin says, you need to have a Copilot license to utilize the site agent, and I think that is why Microsoft will come up with some ideas about this as well, because it might be that some of the tasks here is something that a person that necessarily don't need a full Copilot license could have a lot of help of from the knowledge agent, basically.
Yeah,
So
for example,
that's
if FAQ, if I use the FAQ web part in SharePoint, the consumer doesn't even need any SharePoint Copilot license. It's only needed to create the content for the FAQ web part, but not to consume it. That's also some idea. But yeah, so we have some knowledge bases regarding the knowledge agent. So we will share the slides, as I suppose, after that. And are there any questions?
So Mirko, are there any questions in the comments? Yeah. How can I use the SharePoint for the Power Apps smoothly by using SharePoint list of 20,000 records? How can optimize the performance other than delegating? It's not the question regarding to your topic.
not very relevant, but I would say like as everything else, this is you need to just architecture your solutions so that they are working. But of course, you could probably go ahead and fetch X number of list items at the time, basically, and then collect them in the list on your end, so in the back end. But yeah, it's not the first time we get that questions about the limits of SharePoint. So
And as I learned, there are some limitations regarding the connectors. So if you have the free connector, there's a limit of 2,000 items in one a call, I think. And if you have the professional, then the limit is not there. So maybe also this affects your architecture there.
Yeah, and this also like to revert it back to. Yeah, go ahead, Marcel.
Yes, but I have a question regarding to this topic. So if I saw into the architecture of document processing and the SharePoint Premium, where ever been was functionality like you showed today based on documents and document libraries. So my main question is, so you had an overview where stands SharePoint list. Is it possible to aggregate or not yet? But will it coming? But this is
coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
This is great. This is great because this is a really missing feature.
And also from this perspective, you know, like there are like to take that topic, because like if we consider limits when it comes to SharePoint knowledge agent and limits when it comes to also like custom agents in SharePoint, when you use kind of SharePoint or files in SharePoint as the knowledge source, there are a lot of limits in there. Like also Martin showed, like even the UI changes with what is optional options that you can use. If you select 6 files in the document library, then suddenly you cannot compare them anymore, and you cannot kind of summarize them anymore, and so on. So there are a lot of limitations that we as advisors and consultants need to be aware of when we are building our solutions, basically. Because also, like if we build a custom agent in SharePoint or in Copilot, and we're using a PDF as a knowledge source, like that PDF cannot be like 2,000 pages long either. It has like a lot of limitations to how long or how many sentences or words, paragraph, whatever you can have in the document. So it might even be like for Copilot to function better, if you have like let's say 600 pages long document, maybe you should split it up in 6 files, so that Copilot will basically index 6 files at the same time instead of like indexing one large. So these are things that we kind of need to now be aware of. And of course, as we all know, those limits also change and increase over time. So what is possible now, it might not be what is possible in 3 months. So we have our hands full, let's call it like that.
So yeah, I pray. I hope it will coming soon. But so as a summary, so Bülent said us in this workshop last week, where's no MCP server for SharePoint. This is one missing point, I think. This is the other missing point, because documents are good, and I think one main topic in SharePoint, but lists are also important. And yeah. And if this feature are coming, I think a lot of people will do more and more with this knowledge agent, because I saw so many Power Apps, for example, are built on custom lists and other stuff too. Yeah, that's why it's so important. So I want to say thank you, because the next session is still waiting. And the next session is with me and with my co-host Jayesh. So I want to thank you. This was a great session. Much insights regarding the topic behind SharePoint Advanced Management. Very important. So the next session is XSPX AI. Build your SharePoint webparts with Bring Your Own Large Language Model. See you in 9 minutes again. And Knut, Martin, have a nice day. See you.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
The Microsoft ecosystem is evolving faster than ever. Copilot, Power Platform, security, modern work, Azure AI, new features every week, new opportunities every day. But learning is scattered. Events are expensive, limited, and difficult to access. That changes now. Welcome to M365 Con, the world's largest online Microsoft 365 convention. 2 powerful weeks, 1 week of workshops, 1 week of free global talks and keynotes. Build your own learning path with expert-led workshops. From Power Platform to security, from Copilot to Azure AI, you choose what matters to you. Then join over 60 free sessions with most valuable professionals, Microsoft trainers, architects, and innovators from around the world. Meet the community, explore the virtual expo, connect with experts, and be part of a global Microsoft experience. Accessible, global, interactive, and designed for every Microsoft 365 professional. M365 Con, your community, your learning path, your Microsoft 365 future. Welcome to Power Bros Knowledge, where Power Platform meets pure innovation. Your business runs on chaos, approvals lost, data scattered, time wasted. We know that pain. Now imagine automating everything, faster, smarter, and built for impact. That's where Power Bros come in, architects of digital change. We don't talk trends, we build results. Our Knowledge Hub turns expertise into action. Real tutorials, real automation, real impact. Whether it's Power Apps, Automate, Logic Apps, or Entra, we make it work together, smarter. Join the Power Bros movement. 30,000 professionals learning, building, and sharing every day. Ready to transform your workflows? Book us now, and let's build something legendary together.
Hi, I'm Sean, and I train people to become Power Platform Solutions Architects. If you're watching this, you know Power Platform, but be honest, when you're building a solution, are you using the best tools to solve the problem, or just the tools you know? If you love building powerful, scalable solutions that make your company money, let me share why our training is different. We've noticed that the best architects know a series of best practices and they apply them to every project. So we took all these best practices and put them into this course.
The Microsoft ecosystem is evolving faster than ever. Copilot, Power Platform, security, modern work, Azure AI, new features every week, new opportunities every day. But learning is scattered. Events are expensive, limited, and difficult to access. That changes now. Welcome to M365 Con, the world's largest online Microsoft 365 convention. 2 powerful weeks, 1 week of workshops, 1 week of free global talks and keynotes. Build your own learning path with expert-led workshops. From Power Platform to security, from Copilot to Azure AI, you choose what matters to you. Then join over 60 free sessions with most valuable professionals, Microsoft trainers, architects, and innovators from around the world. Meet the community, explore the virtual expo, connect with experts, and be part of a global Microsoft experience. Accessible, global, interactive, and designed for every Microsoft 365 professional. M365 Con, your community, your learning path, your Microsoft 365 future. Welcome to Power Bros Knowledge, where Power Platform meets pure innovation. Your business runs on chaos, approvals lost, data scattered, time wasted. We know that pain. Now imagine automating everything, faster, smarter, and built for impact. That's where Power Bros come in, architects of digital change. We don't talk trends, we build results. Our Knowledge Hub turns expertise into action. Real tutorials, real automation, real impact. Whether it's Power Apps, Automate, Logic Apps, or Entra, we make it work together, smarter. Join the Power Bros movement. 30,000 professionals learning, building, and sharing every day. Ready to transform your workflows? Book us now, and let's build something legendary together.
Hello and a warm welcome to the M365 con again. Now I'm here with my co-host for today, Jay. Welcome. And our topic today is XSPX AI, build your SharePoint webparts with bring your own large language model. Jay, warm welcome.
Thank you, Marcel. This is going to be hands-on and practical. We are going to walk through the actual configuration steps from setting up your API key to importing context and generating a real web part. By the end of the show, you'll know exactly how to get started building intelligent SharePoint experiences.
So yeah, absolutely. So we show a tool. This is von Yusuf El Gamid. He's from France, and he created he created a tool web-based where we can where you can create your own SharePoint web part. It would be working. This is important, but at the end, I want to show you 3 examples, and I know Jay has prepared some examples too. What are the pain points are and what you need to change on these web parts. This web part's working, but and some it makes not fully sense to work with this web parts in production. You need to change some configuration or rebuild them with Visual Studio or Visual Studio Code. So Jay, do you want to show the creation of this of a web part?
Sure. So let me share my screen. So I have a let me open the site. So when we open this
I see
Xspx
nothing.
site, actually the
No.
interface which we can show that where are you able to see my screen now?
No, yeah. It's was like perfect. Now it's
Okay. Yeah, so we just need to open this xspx.com, and the home page itself, we can see that where amazing XSPFX web part begin, and under that we can see that turn your idea into amazing web parts in seconds. Now, uh, so from here we can select the model. So for this particular demo, we are going to select Anthropic, and uh, this is the model which we are going to use, Claude 3.7 Sonnet. So the thing is, this Claude 365 3.7 is the latest and powerful model from Anthropic. Okay, and under that we just need to provide this API key. So how we can generate this API key? So for that we need to open. Uh, Let me show you. To generate a key, we need to open the console.anthropic.com.
just for the information while we're waiting. It works with other large language models too. So, for example, from OpenAI and so on. So, if you have our API keys, you can use it too, or Grok. Oh.
Yeah. So when you open this site, so if you're not signed up or you have not created the the user account, you need to sign up for that. And once you sign up and log in with your credential, under this column you can see API key. So from here you can generate the API keys. Let it open. uh, from here you can provide a descriptive name of your key, and as soon as you provide the key will appear. uh, it appears once, so you need to copy it and preserve it some in notepad or some secure store, so later on you can use it. Okay, so for the demo purpose, uh, let me select this anthropic model, Claude 360 3.7 Sonnet, and here you need to add it and provide the key. Okay, let me paste the key. Let it be slow, just a minute. Yeah, so the key is valid. Now we need to provide the instruction here to generate the web part. So let me copy the instruction and paste it here. I'll explain the instructions. So right now we are going to create a document Q&A web part, and these are the instruction, what it does, like how the UI will, the interface will, and what you want to do with those that web part. Okay, so this web part will have a document selection panel. So from that, user can select the multiple document from the document library. Okay, and whichever document you select from the document library, the thumbnail will appear, and it will allow you to select the multiple documents. There is a question interface there in your web part. Okay, where user can add a free text question, a natural language questions against the document which you have selected. The third is the answer, the result. So when you, whichever question you ask, it it searches inside your the selected document, and it will display those results in answer display UI. So how would you envision that answer display? Okay, so it will show AI generated answer with your source citation. It includes confidence level, allow allow follow-up questions, copy to the clipboard button as well. Similarly, technical requirement we have explained here, like what is the framework you are going to build on. So I have selected TypeScript, and which AI model you want to select for this code generation. It will use the Fluent AI. uh, your code will generate error handling and loading state. So whenever the answer generated from the AI, it takes some time. So it is ideal to have this kind of loading state implemented uh, in your code. Security instructions, like it should respect the SharePoint permission. So if user does not have a permission on the document, right, so it should not generate answer from that particular document. No plain API keys should be placed inside your TypeScript or JavaScript framework client side code. Okay, and audit log for all the queries should be handled. You can provide a further instruction, like which SPFx version you want to use to generate this code. Okay, and yeah, you can specify some link as well. I have also specified like the project structure, how it should generate the project structure. So I can provide that as well, so it will generate the project structure like that. Now uh, yeah, so once we provide this information, then magic will happen. I just need to click here, and you can see the code generation will start gradually, and it will generate the instruction here, like how it is generating the code.
Yeah.
So
Important to know here,
meanwhile,
it will take a lot time. So that's why
it will
we
take a lot
fill the
of
time with about information.
yeah, yeah. So meanwhile, it generating the output. Let me, I have downloaded that code in Visual Studio already. So let me explain you here. So here you can see it has generated the web part, and it has used the TypeScript and React. So here we can see the component development for Q&A. So it has generated a component for the answer display, document QA, document selectors, and the question input as well. And the services, like this is a crucial service which it has implemented. So right now you can see here it has implemented the AI service, and it can call the Claude model. So this particular piece of code you can change and implement and integrate the real life scenario, like you can call actual Claude API and call the Azure function here. Okay, so this is how it implemented. It has implemented all the component AI service, a loosely coupled architecture it has used. So later on, for example, right now we have generated the code for Claude 365, model which we have selected. But later on, you want to use some industry specific or the domain specific model. You can change. You just need to change the AI service model as this code itself, and your rest of the code piece of code would work as is. Yeah, so it is generating the code, so it's taking some time, but yeah. So I just walk you through the generated code, and let me show you how it looks like when so here is the interface actually. So when we deploy this web part in a SharePoint, so here you can see a list of document which we can select. Okay, and on top of the selected document, here we can ask the question, and it can provide the answer from those document which we have selected. And we can there is a follow-up, so we can ask a follow-up question as well. The document and the which page this information contain. So all sort of information which we have provided in the instruction while generating the the web part, it has generated similar UI and similar functionality which we can see here. Okay, now, yeah. So, and there is another let me show you. Yeah, so there is another FAQ web part which it has generated. Here you can see the auto generated. I have provided the instruction like what kind of FAQ web part I need. Similarly, it has generated the web part for that. Here, from here we can filter it out, the categories. We can type the question which we are looking for, like so this is how it can generate the web part. You can collapse, expand everything, the frequently asked questions. So this is the also one of the web part this XSPFx has generated. Yeah, let me see here whether it has started generating the.
So,
Yeah, Marcel.
so until we're waiting, should I show some results on how you can import an SPKG file? So I
Yes,
prepare that.
yes, please.
So, and when we come back to you, so I use the time now. Wait a second, I share my screen.
Yeah.
Share screen. Share screen. And I take this one. I said this before. Is it? Now you should see my screen. Is that the right one?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we have done, I summarize that you go to the SPFx.com site, you make and sign in with Google. So if you put in your API key and you put in the web part you want to generate. Important here is like Jay has done this, make this with Anthropic or an OpenAI prompt to make this specific. It's like for every part you want to prompt, it's more specific, detailed. So I show you some results what I created with less and more specific prompts, and you see the less specific prompts results are not very good, but it's important to know if you use it. And the most of our attendees knows that you can do a lot of important stuff with Claude and Anthropic, but you ever been get this this code as it is and not deployed. And this is the main the main, I would say, differentiator here. So at the end, if I have prompted, we will show this at the end. I could say I will export this what we have done as an SPFx file, and I could import it, and I will show you the end part. But this is important too, and not easy to find. So you don't use it every day. So you must go into your SharePoint Admin Center, and when you need to go on the more features part. So this is a little bit hidden in the Admin Center, and there is a part named Apps. So, and if you click on Apps, you have here a modern view of all of your apps. So, and as we try here, Jay and I, to upload the web hubs, we got a lot of errors and we don't know why. But we found that out. You need to click on the classic experience page because the SPFx files are only importable on this apps for SharePoint classic document library, and you need to say upload, and when here from this part should be everything fine for the export that you can that will result in your download. So, and at the end, if you want to edit it on one of your SharePoint sites, you need to click on here on the App Store. So I will, to show how you can open this, you need to go on Site Contents, and when you need to click on New App.
Sorry to interrupt you, Marcel. Could you please share your screen once again? It's not appearing.
Okay. Wait a second. I will share again. Oh, it lost my sharing. Oh, not fine. So, and when I will show the, now it's back. Okay. I want to show this part again. I think here.
Yes.
This was the lost part. So if you click on site contents on a site collection, you can click here on New App, and when you will see here in the section Edit Apps, your app. This is here the 4 web parts what I added, and if I click on my site, so it is not, for example, now possible if I click on site collection to add a web part. It's really easy, and I show you how you can find this. For example, you click on plus, and here's under frequently used, or you can find this under advanced section if you have hadn't used this before. Here must be your web parts. Here this free one is what I added, and the results are from amazing to could be better. This was one simple prompt. What I created was regarding to let me show all SharePoint administrators on in a list on the first site, and it looks like an list overview. We published it, and when you see it, but you see it's this web part is not really correct sampled here. It's that this was an short prompt from my side, and the result is okay, but not really good. And you see this here with Contoso, and I have not a Contoso page. You get here in this web part, I would say example data, and you need to change in the code the part to let this refill automatically with the SharePoint admins from the existing sites. So this part was not created automatically. And better web part solution, I think, is an team and organization chart. I created this with much more prompt indication. And for example, I see here I have here free views and team view and racy view and functional view about an organization. I think this is a really cool web part, and I can click in and click out. Yeah, and I could go from this part to this part. Yeah, here was my description. Yeah, better. And I described here every section and what I want to get. But with the same regarding to the data, if this data should result on lists from your SharePoint, you need to reconfigure this. But if we talk about time savings here, if you want to develop a web part like this time saving is amazing. And the last web part I want to show you is the social media web part. So my prompt was I wanted to an integration of Instagram, Twitter, and X, and I get a web part here which shows the results of Twitter, X, and Instagram. Here the same regarding to the integration and the configuration. It's possible to change a little bit on the code side of the web part, but from a first prompt, I think one result is okay, and two results are really good as an inspiration. So we have used this time because this was important, because I said this before, it takes a long time for the generation up to 10 minutes, and when it's possible to to export it or to reconfigure it. So Jay, is it ended at the moment, or it's still running?
Sorry, Marcel, could you please come again?
How's the status regarding to the creation of a web part?
Okay. Let me check that. Yeah. Let me share my screen. Could you please stop sharing your screen? I think.
Yeah, I stopped. I've stopped.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so here we can see it has created these files. When we provide the instruction step by step, it has created package.json, the interfaces, services for document service, AI service, permission service. It has created the web part, like the component as well. So step by step, it has created the project structure to accomplish the task, like how this should look like. So it has generated the code. Here we can see the Q&A web part components, answer display. Let me click here and we can have idea like how it look like. So here we can see it has implemented like a standard TypeScript code, okay, using and the React.js code. Yeah, and which we can synchronize this code. We can synchronize, even we can export this can we the code we can download and visual code. Okay, and even if you generate the preview as well. So let me show you the preview somewhere. Yeah, so this is the preview. Once your code get built, okay, node packages get installed and everything. So in preview section, like you can have an idea, like this is kind of a workbench. You can have idea like how your uh, uh, web part is going to look like in your SharePoint page. Okay, the similarly this. Okay, so this is how it works. So the code is generated. Yeah, Marshall, over to you. Any question? Marshall, hello, hello.
Yeah, so it seems to me I have network. Me?
Marshall, your voice is getting break in between.
Okay, it seems. Could you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, and that's it. It's pretty easy to use. It's pretty easy to start. You can sign in with your Google account, and so if you have any questions, if you can click on the yellow button on the right
This
topic,
one.
yeah. So if you have any questions, and yeah, this one, yeah. If you have any questions regarding to that, or you need help to reconfigure this web part for your what we have created in SharePoint, you can type in your email and your name, and you get support here from Yusuf, responsible, I would say, developer for this portal. And yeah, so, and the other part I show them, for example, I show this before. It's pretty easy to export this and to import this into your tenant, and then you can use it directly. But from the side, it's a person of all of the web parts. It's important to reconfigure or read develop this data sources and so on, with Visual Studio or Visual Studio Code and so on. So this is an important part. Yeah, that's it. It was but Jay and I know how hard is it to deploy SPFx web parts. It takes a long time. And with this solution, I think it's pretty easy to get a really good result. And you only need to configure your data sources. And this is not so much effort as you need to build and will a web part with SPFx. So from my side, any questions from the comments? No, I see no one.
No comments.
No, it's the new questions. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcel.
Jay,
Thank you,
we'll see
everyone.
us
Bye.
again, and have a nice day.
Same to you, Marcel. Thank you very much. Bye.
The Microsoft ecosystem is evolving faster than ever. Copilot, Power Platform, security, modern work, Azure AI, new features every week, new opportunities every day. But learning is scattered. Events are expensive, limited, and difficult to access. That changes now. Welcome to M365 Con, the world's largest online Microsoft 365 convention. 2 powerful weeks, 1 week of workshops, 1 week of free global talks and keynotes. Build your own learning path with expert-led workshops. From Power Platform to security, from Copilot to Azure AI, you choose what matters to you. Then join over 60 free sessions with most valuable professionals, Microsoft trainers, architects, and innovators from around the world. Meet the community, explore the virtual expo, connect with experts, and be part of a global Microsoft experience. Accessible, global, interactive, and designed for every Microsoft 365 professional. M365 Con, your community, your learning path, your Microsoft 365 future. Welcome to Power Bros Knowledge, where Power Platform meets pure innovation. Your business runs on chaos, approvals lost, data scattered, time wasted. We know that pain. Now imagine automating everything, faster, smarter, and built for impact. That's where Power Bros come in, architects of digital change. We don't talk trends, we build results. Our knowledge hub turns expertise into action, real tutorials, real automation, real impact. Whether it's Power Apps, Automate, Logic Apps, or Entra, we make it work together, smarter. Join the Power Bros movement, 30,000 professionals learning, building, and sharing every day. Ready to transform your workflows? Book us now, and let's build something legendary together.
Hi, I'm Sean, and I train people to become Power Platform Solutions Architects. If you're watching this, you know Power Platform, but be honest, when you're building a solution, are you using the best tools to solve the problem, or just the tools you know? If you love building powerful, scalable solutions that make your company money, let me share why our training is different. We've noticed that the best architects know a series of best practices and they apply them to every project. So we took all these best practices and put them into this course.
The Microsoft ecosystem is evolving faster than ever. Copilot, Power Platform, security, modern work, Azure AI, new features every week, new opportunities every day. But learning is scattered. Events are expensive, limited, and difficult to access. That changes now. Welcome to M365 Con, the world's largest online Microsoft 365 convention. 2 powerful weeks, 1 week of workshops, 1 week of free global talks and keynotes. Build your own learning path with expert-led workshops. From Power Platform to security, from Copilot to Azure AI, you choose what matters to you. Then join over 60 free sessions with most valuable professionals, Microsoft trainers, architects, and innovators from around the world. Meet the community, explore the virtual expo, connect with experts, and be part of a global Microsoft experience. Accessible, global, interactive, and designed for every Microsoft 365 professional. M365 Con, your community, your learning path, your Microsoft 365 future. Welcome to Power Bros Knowledge, where Power Platform meets pure innovation. Your business runs on chaos, approvals lost, data scattered, time wasted. We know that pain. Now imagine automating everything, faster, smarter, and built for impact. That's where Power Bros come in, architects of digital change. We don't talk trends, we build results. Our knowledge hub turns expertise into action. Real tutorials, real automation, real impact. Whether it's Power Apps, Automate, Logic Apps, or Entra, we make it work together, smarter. Join the Power Bros movement, 30,000 professionals learning, building, and sharing every day. Ready to transform your workflows? Book us now, and let's build something legendary together.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back again to the M365 Con. Today with me here in this expert session, João Ferreira, with the topic the art of SharePoint stunning pages made simple. Hello, and you can go.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me here. Today, I'll explain a little bit how you can create beautiful pages using all the latest features that Microsoft has been adding to the platform. But rather than seeing me speaking here, it's better to see some of the things that I prepared for you. So let me quickly prepare and share my screen. Okay. So, as the title says here, I'm guide you through the creation of stunning pages on SharePoint using all the latest features. My name is João Ferreira. I'm a product manager working currently at Xspx, and I'm based in Porto, in Portugal. I've been working with Microsoft technologies all my professional life for more than 14 years now, and I've been always focused on creating collaboration and productivity solutions that sits on top of the Microsoft modern workplace. This means that I've joined the SharePoint fan club back in 2012 or 2011, and I've worked with all versions since 07 until today. So I have a lot of history with this platform. I'm also a SharePoint MVP and a Microsoft 365 development MVP, and I have a few blogs about Microsoft 365. I have one specifically dedicated to SharePoint that is hands-on-sharepoint.net, but you can find all that information on the main blog, hands-on-tech.net. All the contacts and details I'll give you in the end of the session. So before we jump into the creation of the site, let me tell you the story of the company that we will be helping on getting an exciting intranet system using out-of-the-box functionality with a few customizations that you can also apply to your own intranet portal. The company is called Explorer. This is the logo with fonts and the main colors. And it's basically a company that organizes outdoor activities. So the goal for them is to have a portal where collaborators can go and grab the latest from the organizations in terms of news and updates, but also a place where events and quick links and the latest about the team can be broadly shared without the need of sending an email or jumping into multiple platforms, since SharePoint is already the platform that they use to store all their documents and all their information, and they also live inside of Microsoft Teams. So it makes perfect sense to create a modern SharePoint site that looks aligned with the organization branding. So these are the colors along with the logo and how they can be used. And this is super important whenever you start a new SharePoint project. SharePoint has by default a few handsets of colors predefined with the default teal and the blues and the yellows and the greens, but those generally don't match the colors of your own organization. So if you want to increase the adoption and if you want to make something beautiful that is aligned with your organization, it's important for you to bring the color schema and the fonts of your organization into your SharePoint site. And speaking about fonts, these are the fonts. For the body, it's used the Segway UI, that it's the same font that it's used by SharePoint, but it could be any other font. And for the headings, it's used the Alternox. And these two need to be imported and added to SharePoint to create this corporate branding applied across the SharePoint intranet. So when we start creating a new SharePoint site, when we start a new intranet project, more often than not, we end up with something like this. It can have a few default webparts and heroes that are the same, just to show you the art of possible. But if you delete them, you will end up with something like this. A white page with a menu and a toolbar and a footer. And we need to change this behavior, and we need to bring the corporate identity to the intranet, and that is done using the branding that SharePoint allows you to put on top of SharePoint. Microsoft has been adding new branding functionalities over the past couple of years. Just to give you a brief history about the SharePoint branding, in the past, when I started working with SharePoint, it used to be possible to do whatever you wanted to SharePoint. There were master pages and there were custom code available, and it was the Wild West. You could change pretty much anything that you wanted to the SharePoint site. More often than not, we end up with the broken sites or experiences that did not work as Microsoft originally designed them. But well, those were the fun days of making SharePoint not look like SharePoint. Then 2016 came, Microsoft introduced modern SharePoint, and with that came the locked SharePoint, and branding was one of the effect areas. Most of the customizations went away, and gradually Microsoft has been reintroducing some of them. We have now a brand center that allows us to define colors and to define the fonts, and in reality, that's all we need. In combination with the functionalities that SharePoint pages have today, we can easily replicate our corporate identity inside of SharePoint. So this is how you start, and after configuring the brand center with your own colors, and after configuring the headers with the images and logos from the organization, we can transform the blank page into something that is still blank, but is more aligned with the corporate guidelines and with the corporate branding. And if you look here, you can see that the colors were applied to the toolbar and to the menu, and the background image along with the logo was also applied to the hero. So this is the foundational step. If you want to create beautiful pages, you need to work on the branding. You need to align it with your corporate identity. Otherwise, you will be building something that will still look like SharePoint, and that might have an impact in your user adoption. We don't want to change the functionality of SharePoint. We don't want to change the way it looks like. We just want to explore the functionalities that are available out of the box, to change the layout, to adjust it to the organization needs. So this is the first step, branding. The second step is to use SharePoint flexible layouts. And this has a year now. And some of you may have tried it, may not have liked it, but I really like to build things using the flexible layouts. It still has a few things that need to be improved, specifically for mobile, but well, we are getting there. And well, if you are not familiar with flexible layouts, they are a grid system that allows you to place web parts and configure the container where the web parts are freely in the page, instead of having a rigid grid system that allows you to stack web parts on top of each other or side by side. This allows you to move them around like if it was a PowerPoint presentation. You can create multiple content zones, and you can use those to create different areas in your system to enhance the clarity and the navigation of the content that you have in your page. Instead of having just a white page with everything thrown in there, well, you can create distinct zones to help your users to understand what is what in the page. All the web parts available for SharePoint can be used inside of the flexible layouts, and this means that you can also bring your custom web parts and throw them into the flexible layout and then resize and adjust the size of them to build your pages. And this one is actually a really good one that for a long time was not possible, but I really like the use of backgrounds in the section layout. And I'm talking not just about the color backgrounds, but also the images backgrounds that help you to stand out these sections that you have in the page. So what I will show you today is how you can go from the branding into SharePoint to build what I have in here that can be the landing page for your corporate internet. This will be this will have branding applied, custom fonts. At the top, there is a custom SharePoint Framework web part because Microsoft doesn't have one, to greeting the users, and I think having personal messages help also with the adoption, so I throw one in there. It has list formatting that allow you to create other web parts using formatting and throw them into the page, and everything you see in here was built with flexible sections and section backgrounds, and it's a mix of standard web parts in combination with all of this. But better than looking to the screenshots is to see the real thing live. So let me bring it up here. And well, let me show you first how it looks like. I'll just refresh. So it loads and you see the animations with things being added to the page. For some reason, for some weird reason, the news went all the way down here, but they were supposed to be in here. I don't know what happened. Let me open it here. Well, in here they are, properly placed still. So at the top we have the greetings. We have a news post that needs to be highlighted for all the users, and instead of adding a hero, I wanted to bring it with the editorial card web part along with the image that we saw in the branding guidelines, along with other images that allow us to give more context about the actual news that is being posted here. Then there's a communication hub, a dashboard that comes from Viva Connections, the calendar with the upcoming activities, quick links, and the team updates. So rather than editing the page and showing you one by one each of these web parts, what I will do is hit the new page. I will start with a blank page. I will get rid of the banner right away, and I will show you how that page was built step by step with all the tips and tricks that I used to create this experience using flexible layout. So let's go delete this section as well. For a landing page, I don't need comments, so I will delete this section as well. So again, I ended up with the empty page, so I will add the new flexible layout. So whenever you create a new section, you can easily spot the flexible by the new tag. I don't know for how long the new will be there, but well, it's there and helps you to easily identify the new flexible layouts. Once you add the flexible layouts, you have the possibility to resize them. They will resize automatically as well to accommodate the web parts. So when you add web parts to this area, if it doesn't fit, it automatically grows to make sure that the web part fits in here. And if you are used to the plus icon to add web parts to SharePoint sections with the flexible layouts, they move to the side. And they are available here in the toolbox. That it's in this right sidebar, and all the web parts then are available in here. It's an extra click. I personally don't like it that much, but well, it's a new way of adding web parts, and we need to get used to it. So the first thing that we need to do to configure this section is to add the background. And in order to add the background, we need to click in settings or edit properties and then go to design. There are a few predefined colors and images that Microsoft has in here. These colors come from the theme that is applied to the site, and the images are coming from Microsoft directly. So what I want to add in here is the background that I already have saved and added to this page. Whenever you add a background image to a section, it automatically adds opacity to the background to make sure that the text that you put on top, it's readable. You can get rid of it. You can set different colors for the overlay. More often than not, you will need it. Otherwise, you end up with situations where the text may overlap with the background colors, and it will not be readable. And you can adjust the level of opacity. Okay, so for this one, I will leave it as it is in the 50s. And now let's start building the interface. Let me bring here or here maybe how it looks like. So we have the greetings, we have a card, and we have an image. So we will need to go to the See All web parts. This greetings web part, it's a custom one that I built, and it's available for free for you to use on my blog. So if you go to my blog, handsontech.net, apps and services, then here greetings is the web part, and you have the package from here to delete and install on your own system if you would like to. So coming back here, it says by default welcome with my name. I added a few settings. I wanted to have the time of the day, and I want just to display the first name. Then I want to highlight a specific news post. And to do that, instead of using the news web part, I will use a web part that Microsoft introduced last year called editorial card. And with this web part, you can put whatever you want. It supports images, it supports text. So I will add it in here. Let me align it with that. By default, it has an image defined as the background, but to align it with the corporate branding, I will change it to the default blue. You can configure it to include pre-header, headline, description, and the call to action can be a button, an icon, or text, or the entire card can be the heading. So let me go quickly here, copy the text. Okay. 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 In some of the web parts, you still need to write these properties in the settings. This one, I really like it because it allows you to type directly in the web part, which is great. So I can simply paste everything that I copied from the other side. And I don't have a link for this, but well, let's put it pointing to the landing page just to have it there. So the button becomes available for the user. So this is the news post that I want to highlight. It requires you to manually change it every time you want to highlight something, but well, you want to highlight something custom anyway, so you will need to do that either way. And it's an alternative to the news web part that does not allow you to have a single news post at the top in the hero, or the hero web part where you need to set individual posts up to 5. And now to give more context about this, I have this entire empty zone in here. What I will do is bring an image, and with images, there's actually a cool thing that you can do. Well, you don't see my second screen, but I will drag an image directly to the SharePoint page, and it will recognize that it's an image, adds the image web part to the page, and it's all we need to do. Now, if I want to change it, obviously I can, and I can upload my own image. But whenever I just need an image, I drag and drop it because, well, it saves me a lot of clicks of going to the toolbox, searching for the image web part, and so on. So this is the image that will allow me to add more context about the European training camp series and news that I'm highlighting there. So I can increase its size, I can drag it around to place it in different locations. And for the image in particular, I can for the image and for all the other web parts now, I can decide if this becomes available or visible in the mobile device. It might not make sense to be visible on the mobile device because the flexible sections, and let me go here, allow you to define how the content flows once it's placed in the mobile area. So this can be top to bottom and left to right. If it's top to bottom, it will show me the good afternoon followed by this, and then this one, which means that, well, I can show you here, clicking the preview and putting the mobile. As you can see, this makes sense, this makes sense, this doesn't make sense, because it will be wasting space on the page that will not add anything valuable. On desktop, yes, it makes sense, but on mobile, no. So I will go to the image, I will make it hidden on mobile, and I will mark it as decorative. When you mark it as decorative, let me hit the preview. It not only helps with screen readers, but also it does not allow you to click. By default, the image web part, when you click on it, it opens in a light box for the users to preview the content. But as I will show you, we will use a lot of images to create compositions. So make sure that you toggle that option on whenever your image is being used just to create decorative scenarios. So second area that we will do is the communication hub. And since this one is broken, what I will do is quickly throw another flexible section. And this one I will customize with an image background that also has mountains, because, well, this company is about outdoor activities and most of them happen in the mountains. So let me go here, grab this transparent white background, and let me increase its size. As you can see, there's mountains here, there's mountains over here. In the middle, it's white, which is great for our web parts. And now let me throw the list web parts to this page. And the list web part allows you to add lists to the page, and it will not only show the data in a tabular view, but also shows the custom formattings that you have in your list. So let me go quickly here. This crashed, and I want to show you what's behind this list. So I need to go to site contents. And I will open the alerts and announcements. This is a regular list It has a title, a description, and the type of announcement that formats the color of the announcement and the removable date that is used by the view. But if I go and open here the landing page, as you can see, this was formatted, and this was built using list formatting. That is a combination of JSON and HTML mixed with CSS. It's not really the topic of this session. I did other sessions, and I have quite a few articles in my blog explaining how to use this. Just out of curiosity, this is how it looks, and this code transforms a tabular view into something like this that you see here. So what I want to do is to add exactly that to the page. And by default, when you select the list, it goes to the default list, to the default view. I have a view specific for the landing page. I don't need the command bar. I don't need the CL button. All I need is this, and I will hit the save button. As you can see, it added the same view to the list. I can make it a little bit larger. It says alert in announcements because it's what it's called by default. In the original site, it's called Communication Hub, so I can change the name without appending the list. Communication Hub. And under the alert, what I want to add is the news web part from SharePoint. I have a few news in this site that I want our users to see. So I will select the news web part, we'll add it in here, make it the same size as the other one. And instead of showing side by side, I want the top story to be there at the top. I don't want this to be visible, the news and the ad. And here's where the fun part with flexible layouts start. I don't need it to have a title. I already called this section Communication Hub. I don't need the users to add new stories, to have new news posts from the landing page if they have the permissions to. There are other ways to do that. So I don't want it to be visible in the web part. However, if you go to the settings, I can hide the title, but I cannot hide the new button, which means that we need to find creative ways and creative solutions to hide this. Thankfully, the flexible layouts allow us to stack web parts on top of each other. So if I bring it here, the ad now overlaps with the alerts web parts that I built using the list, but still the text is on top. No problem, like PowerPoint, I mentioned PowerPoint before. This is a feature that allows us to bring web parts to the front and send them to the back, exactly to build something like this. So if I send it to the back, my problem is solved. For desktop only, sadly, I cannot have the same thing to work on mobile. On mobile, the new the ad link will remain there if the user has permissions to create the content. But at least for the desktop, it now looks exactly as I wanted. And to fill up this space over here, I will bring the dashboard from Viva Connections. That was already configured prior to the session. To save us some time, I will place it in here, align it to the top. One thing that I want to bring to your attention is that Microsoft did a great work recently to format all the web parts to inherit the custom fonts that you add to the pages. I didn't mention this before, but I want to bring it to your attention now. All the addings and things that you see here are using the custom fonts that we have from the Brand Center that were uploaded. Out-of-the-box web parts already inherit those. It was not always like this, but now it is, which is good. There's one remaining thing that needs to be done by Microsoft, that it's the alignment of the titles of the web parts. As you can see, these two are not aligned. There's a margin in the dashboard that does not exist in the list web part. So there will be a misalignment here in the titles. We could fix this by putting a blank image on top of this title, or deleting the title and then adding the text web part. But it's an overkill. We'll add more weight to the page, and it's just a few pixels off. So there's no big deal. As I mentioned before, when you add web parts to the page, the flexible section grows to accommodate them. And this web part, when I added it, it was added under the news, which means that the section expanded, but it does not retract if you move it or if you delete it from the page, which means that you will always need to adjust it. I don't particularly like this behavior, because sometimes just because I move web parts from one place to the other, it grows and forces me to readjust the size. But well, it is what it is. It's not a big problem. Just take into consideration that if you change the position of the web parts, chances that the section will grow are high, and you will need to adjust them before saving the page. Probably that's what happened in here, and that's why we have this huge section, because I did something here at the top. I didn't notice what was happening here, and I saved it with huge section. Not a big deal. It can easily be fixed, but well, take that into consideration. Now let's add another section here. I will just throw the events web parts to the page, just to show you that you can put whatever you want in here. Make it slightly bigger to align with the top one. Make the compact view, and well, let's put the quick links on this side. I will not fill the quick links because otherwise I won't be able to go to the end of the presentation, but let me bring them here. See all web parts. Quick links. Okay. You will not see them once I publish the page, but well, at least they are here now. I will make this slightly shorter, and now let's create two new sections to create the behavior that you see here. With the mountains, creating a distinct section between this content and the content that you pretend to highlight. So let me show you how you can also build this on your side. Again, we will need a flexible section, and we will need a background. To create that effect with the mountains, I have prepared this image with the mountains with different shades of blue. It ends in white at the top, so it connects perfectly to the top section, and at the bottom it ends with the same color that is used by the branding of the organization, which match the menu and can be also set as the background color for a section. So let me go here and let me quickly add the background. I think it's under assets, exactly. So this is the image that will create the separation and will make the break. Once we add it to the page, it will need to be adjusted to make sure that all the mountains are visible and nothing gets cut. But one thing that needs to be done in here, and this is one of the scenarios where you don't want to use the overlay, is to remove the opacity. I will control exactly where the text will appear. I will put white text on top of this dark blue section, which means that I don't need the overlay. And if I add the overlay, I will ruin the way it will then match with the section underneath. So I will add the section right away, go to the settings, design, and this one will use the dark blue. So here I have my two sections, one after the other. And now to add the content that I have in the other one, I will bring the text web part. What I have here is team updates January 2026. Paste it in here. Team updates January 2026. As you can see in this one, it's using the Alternox font, that it's the font from the organization. When I'm typing, it's still using the Segaway. That's because I'm using the normal text. All the headings that you set in here will be using then the Alternox font. So let me just configure this a little bit different to make this stand out a bit more. So I will put here, well, 58, and I will make this slightly bigger in an extra space here, reduce this, and that's it. This is the title for my section. And now let's expand this one, and let me show you how you can build your own web parts using just out-of-the-box web parts. What I have here for the team members could well be a custom web part that grabs the image from the profile, the text for the action, and the names from the profile, and then have custom text written for the celebration. This could well be stored in a SharePoint list, or you can build it yourself by using out-of-the-box web parts and by stacking web parts on top of each other. So let me show you how I did this exactly. And to start with, I will bring the pink container where the text is. Again, drag and drop, best thing ever on SharePoint pages for images. Well, let's resize this. I will bring the profile picture of the person that I want to highlight. Let me drag it. Well, I will put it here in the middle so we can see how things start to evolve. Now, I will overlap the two images. With images, now you can use crops. There are a few available for you to select. I really like the teardrop. That's the one that it was used. As you can see, I don't know if it's visible on your screen or not, but there are still pink in there. So I will move this one grid item to the top. Great. Okay. And now what is missing, or let me put it in here. Yeah, what is missing is the text. And there are two areas of text in there as well. Bring the text to a part. Type new, all in caps. New hire. And this is Maria Silva. So let's format this in 10. This one in 24. Center it. Oops. Center. Yeah. So as you can see, this is with the same font that is there at the top. In here, it's not. Again, same thing. To make sure you use the font that is selected, just pick one of the headings. Now I will have to reformat it again because by default, it adds font size. Yeah, this is fine. Let's center it one more time. Bring it here to the top. I can throw another web part in here. Yeah, well, I will just copy the text, paste it as plain text in here. Give it a little bit more space to breathe. to fit in the area. Great. And let's center it as well. And we can bring it a little bit closer to the name. And this one as well. All right. So I've built it. It's here with a composition of 1 image web part, 2 images web parts, one text web part, 2 text web parts. So there are in total 4 web parts to build this. So if you press Control on your keyboard and then start clicking in the web parts, you can actually select all of them. And one of the things that you can do is to group the web part. And once you group the web part, you have everything you need to now replicate this over and over again. So I will hit copy. Make sure that you select the outline, that it's highlighted in blue when you hit the copy. Otherwise, if you select one of the internal web parts, you will just copy the internal web part. Copy it. Yeah, here's the web part. And the fastest I try to do this, the worse, but well. Yeah, this is it. Grab it to the side. For some reason, SharePoint decided that, well, you no longer need your copy web part, so I don't know where it went, but this one was placed already in the correct place. Let me put this to the side. And now I can go on and on and on and on and replicate them to create the 4 things that I have here. And all of this was built just using out-of-the-box components that create the custom web part that you can use to highlight content. Again, respecting the branding guidelines from the organization. I know we are reaching the limit for the time of this session. I had a lot more to explain you on how to build this. Hopefully you got some valuable things out of it. One thing that, well, I didn't have time to show how to do, but I want to mention again, it's the brand center. If you don't have it configured yet in your organization, you must configure it. This is the way you will be able to bring the brand colors and the fonts into your system. And once you configure it globally for the entire organization, then in the change the look, when you go to site branding, there is also a new thing that Microsoft brought. You will be able to create themes that use the colors, the organization colors that were defined globally for the organization. You can create and bring your own. But if you define the brand colors for the organization, your users also will be able to take advantage of those. And same thing for the font packages. Click to add, create a new font package. This needs to be added globally to the organization, and custom fonts are defined this way. And this gets applied to out-of-the-box web parts, and if custom web parts were developed to make use of them, they will also inherit the custom fonts. I don't know if there's any questions in the chat. Let me bring up here my contacts. If you want to reach out, well, you can do it via email at ronferreira@danzantech.net, or find me on LinkedIn. I'm also on Twitter and Blue Sky, but these days I'm more active on LinkedIn. So thank you for being here, and well, let's see if there are questions that I can help you with.
Yes, I think it was a very impressive session. It's
Thank you.
amazing to see how SharePoint has changed in the last 2 years. All these new functionalities to bring more design on it. This was, I would say, missing point in the years before. And now you can design really cool side stuff with it. Really, really impressive. So I want to thank you, but I have a question. So, so what do you? It's more an not a knowledge question. It's more an how it could be in the future. I saw that it's now possible to create site stuff with Graph API. So, in my idea in the background is, oh, Microsoft will do something with an agent to create sites like you created it here yesterday via prompting. Do you know something about this? Do you have ever seen about this? Is that coming or not?
No.
Or what do you think?
I think it would be great with the Pages agent to be able to create something like this, but specifically for the flexible sections, even the APIs, I don't think they are available yet. It might be possible for the old 1 column, 2 columns, right sidebar sections that Microsoft has, but for the flexible ones and for this overlap of web parts, I don't think there's something already available for Copilot.
So hope it will coming, because this would be save a lot of time, I would say.
Yeah.
But for us consultants, not so good. But I think what I see, what we see today regarding to Copilot pages and all this stuff regarding to the knowledge agents and so on. A lot of changes in the background, and everything goes more and more into the agent way. So yeah, let us see what this future brings. So I want to thank you. It was amazing sessions, a lot of fun. It was a really hands-on session. I like that. Yeah, our next guest is Christian Brinkhoff with From Clicks to Agent, How AI Rewriting the Personal Computer. Yeah, I hope we see us again. I wish you a nice day and see you soon. And we see us again in nearly 10 minutes. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
The Microsoft ecosystem is evolving faster than ever. Copilot, Power Platform, security, modern work, Azure AI, new features every week, new opportunities every day. But learning is scattered. Events are expensive, limited, and difficult to access. That changes now. Welcome to M365 Con, the world's largest online Microsoft 365 convention. 2 powerful weeks. 1 week of workshops, 1 week of free global talks and keynotes. Build your own learning path with expert-led workshops. From Power Platform to security, from Copilot to Azure AI, you choose what matters to you. Then join over 60 free sessions with most valuable professionals, Microsoft trainers, architects, and innovators from around the world. Meet the community, explore the virtual expo, connect with experts, and be part of a global Microsoft experience. Accessible, global, interactive, and designed for every Microsoft 365 professional. M365 Con, your community, your learning path, your Microsoft 365 future. Welcome to Power Bros Knowledge, where Power Platform meets pure innovation. Your business runs on chaos, approvals lost, data scattered, time wasted. We know that pain. Now imagine automating everything, faster, smarter, and built for impact. That's where Power Bros come in, architects of digital change. We don't talk trends, we build results. Our Knowledge Hub turns expertise into action. real tutorials, real automation, real impact. Whether it's Power Apps, Automate, Logic Apps, or Entra, we make it work together, smarter. Join the Power Bros movement. 30,000 professionals learning, building, and sharing every day. Ready to transform your workflows? Book us now, and let's build something legendary together.
Hi, I'm Sean, and I train people to become Power Platform Solutions Architects. If you're watching this, you know Power Platform, but be honest, when you're building the solution, are you using the best tools to solve the problem, or just the tools you know? If you love building powerful, scalable solutions that make your company money, let me share why our training is different. We've noticed that the best architects know a series of best practices and they apply them to every project. So we took all these best practices and put them into this course.
The Microsoft ecosystem is evolving faster than ever. Copilot, Power Platform, security, modern work, Azure AI, new features every week, new opportunities every day. But learning is scattered. Events are expensive, limited, and difficult to access. That changes now. Welcome to M365 Con, the world's largest online Microsoft 365 convention. 2 powerful weeks, 1 week of workshops, 1 week of free global talks and keynotes. Build your own learning path with expert-led workshops. From Power Platform to security, from Copilot to Azure AI, you choose what matters to you. Then join over 60 free sessions with most valuable professionals, Microsoft trainers, architects, and innovators from around the world. Meet the community, explore the virtual expo, connect with experts, and be part of a global Microsoft experience. Accessible, global, interactive, and designed for every Microsoft 365 professional. M365 Con, your community, your learning path, your Microsoft 365 future. Welcome to Power Bros Knowledge, where Power Platform meets pure innovation. Your business runs on chaos, approvals lost, data scattered, time wasted. We know that pain. Now imagine automating everything, faster, smarter, and built for impact. That's where Power Bros come in, architects of digital change. We don't talk trends, we build results. Our Knowledge Hub turns expertise into action, real tutorials, real automation, real impact. Whether it's Power Apps, Automate, Logic Apps, or Entra, we make it work together, smarter. Join the Power Bros movement. 30,000 professionals learning, building, and sharing every day. Ready to transform your workflows? Book us now, and let's build something legendary together.
Hi, I'm Sean, and I train people to become Power Platform Solutions Architects. If you're watching this, you know Power Platform, but be honest, when you're building the solution, are you using the best tools to solve the problem, or just the tools you know? If you love building powerful, scalable solutions that make your company money, let me share why our training is different. We've noticed that the best architects know a series of best practices and they apply them to every project. So we took all these best practices and put them into this course.
The Microsoft ecosystem is evolving faster than ever. Copilot, Power Platform, security, modern work, Azure AI, new features every week, new opportunities every day. But learning is scattered. Events are expensive, limited, and difficult to access. That changes now. Welcome to M365 Con, the world's largest online Microsoft 365 convention. 2 powerful weeks, 1 week of workshops, 1 week of free global talks and keynotes. Build your own learning path with expert-led workshops. From Power Platform to security, from Copilot to Azure AI, you choose what matters to you. Then join over 60 free sessions with most valuable professionals, Microsoft trainers, architects, and innovators from around the world. Meet the community, explore the virtual expo, connect with experts, and be part of a global Microsoft experience. Accessible, global, interactive, and designed for every Microsoft 365 professional. M365 Con, your community, your learning path, your Microsoft 365 future. Welcome to Power Bros Knowledge, where Power Platform meets pure innovation. Your business runs on chaos, approvals lost, data scattered, time wasted. We know that pain. Now imagine automating everything, faster, smarter, and built for impact. That's where Power Bros come in, architects of digital change. We don't talk trends, we build results. Our Knowledge Hub turns expertise into action. Real tutorials, real automation, real impact. Whether it's Power Apps, Automate, Logic Apps, or Entra, we make it work together, smarter. Join the Power Bros movement. 30,000 professionals learning, building, and sharing every day. Ready to transform your workflows? Book us now, and let's build something legendary together.
Hi, I'm Sean, and I train people to become Power Platform Solutions Architects. If you're watching this, you know Power Platform, but be honest, when you're building a solution, are you using the best tools to solve the problem, or just the tools you know? If you love building powerful, scalable solutions that make your company money, let me share why our training is different. We've noticed that the best architects know a series of best practices and they apply them to every project. So we took all these best practices and put them into this course.
Hello and a warm welcome to the M365 Con again. Today with me here in this expert session is Christian Brinkhoff from Microsoft, from Redmond. He's a product manager for Windows 365. This topic is from clicks to agent, how AI is rewriting the personal computer. A warm welcome, and you can start.
Hey, thanks, Marcel, and a very good morning, early morning from Redmond here. It's just past 7 a.m. I'm really excited to be here, and I've seen so many sessions already happening in the last couple of days that I'm super excited to share. How we are going to change how we're going to interact with our computers with Windows Cloud and AI coming together as one. So I'm Christian Brinkhoff. I'm part of the Windows Cloud Engineering team, and the Windows Cloud Engineering team is the team in Redmond that is responsible for Windows 365, just was being said in the intro, as well as Azure Virtual Desktop and remote desktop services, as well as new integrations that you will soon see coming to life, where AI and cloud are coming together, creating kind of new, unique experiences for customers. From clicks to agents, what that means is something I'm going to explain to you in the next 45 minutes. And I really want to take you on a journey of like the past of Windows to as well the future of Windows with some fun along the way. So parts that we released in the last couple months were AI-enabled cloud PCs and Windows 365 for agents. So what does that mean? What does it bring you as an end user or an IT professional as value for your business? So let's kick things off and have some fun here together. So first of all, I want to take you back to 1975. So Microsoft exists 50 years. Can you imagine, right? 50 years of relevant technology. Pretty much we all in IT started with Microsoft, either with like a Pentium 1, 2, 3 or Windows 95 or another operating system later along the way. To cloud services and AI coming together as one. And last year in April here in Redmond, we were celebrating our 50-year anniversary, and it was quite fun seeing all the senior leaders, Bill Gates, Steve Ballmer, and of course Satya Nadella coming on stage. And fun fact that Steve Ballmer did the developer kind of remake of that from back in the days as well. So you can look it up on YouTube if you're interested. So seeing all these operating systems coming along here, Windows 95 was really the starting point of the vision, a computer on every desk in every home. And that changed kind of the way how we interact with computers. It changed the way of using computers, right? Like nobody used a computer before 1995 in their home. And 1995 really set up like the momentum and created this large adoption of Windows 95 for consumers and for businesses, enterprises as well. But the real big splash really happened with Windows XP, which created kind of that market segment for enterprises, for businesses to leverage Windows for creating kind of a business environment with policies and all these things as well. That still today, with like an Intune and a Windows 365 or endpoints with Windows 11 is happening there. So a couple of things I want to kind of highlight here is that with these revolutions, of course, the desktop computer in every desk in every home was one big revolution. Of course, then after that, we had the internet. Creating a computer that can connect to the internet, you can search for things and makes it kind of unlimited on what you can do with a computer. Then shortly after, the mobile phone came around. And then after that, the cloud came around. So all these big chunks of revolutions that happened kind of every 10 years back in a sequence of roughly like 10 or a little more sometimes years. Now we are in a big revolution as well, which is the AI revolution. We have seen AI with like just a chat kind of bot experience coming to life, to agents really making it useful and doing work for you while you're still in control of like configuring and making sure what the agent is doing, that it's doing it in the way that you want it to do. So before I jump into that, I want to start with a fun video, because with Windows 95, the keyboard and the mouse and how we interact with computers. It didn't really change up to like this year as well. So there's a fun video kind of representing what we all do on a daily basis. So let me play the video here.
What do you do for a living? Oh, I click buttons. I click this button, which gets me to the point where I click these buttons. And then these buttons get me to the point I click this button. And then sometimes I just click this button a lot. And then sometimes I click these buttons a lot. And unfortunately, my body cannot differentiate running a marathon from having to click all the buttons. I will stare at my screen and I will think, I can't do that project. That's so many buttons that I have to click. Like the buttons are endless for this project. And yet in reality, I'm literally just clicking buttons. And I'm exhausted at the end of the day. And I've been reduced to this. I click these buttons so much, they are worn off. Minnesota and New Mexico, you're not getting an abbreviation because I can't find your buttons anymore. I'm starting to think that it's my buttons that are being pushed.
Well, that remains to be a fun video. So it really reminds me of, like, we are so used to interacting with keyboards and with the mouse and clicking everywhere in Windows to kind of create your day and be productive, right? Open a line of business application, using Office, using Windows, using your browser, all these things. But it all started in like Windows 95 or even before that, of course, with a keyboard and a mouse. And that's really going to change. The change of using AI to do the work for you, either with like APIs directly injecting inside your line of business application or your cloud platform or your backend service or your database, to potentially mimicking the user interaction of a keyboard and a mouse via a new model, via AI, and interacting with your computer just like you normally would do as a human as well. However, now you're not physically doing it. Now the model, the AI, is doing it for you. So AI is really transforming the way how we work, how effective we can be, and how productive we can be, and do things simultaneously and do more things on a daily basis, while the repetitive tasks and such will be done by a model. Because agents are not only going to change how everyone is going to interact with their computers, they're also going to append kind of the software industry. And Bill Gates, who wrote this code, is really seeing AI being the biggest revolution in computing since like typing commands and interacting with your computer with keyboard and mouse, just like I presented before. And I always think, like, when I present this, that you think, hey, we're kind of in a scene of the Matrix, or this is actually feeling like futuristic, and movies like The Matrix, I, Robot, all these movies have been pointing to that like 10, 15 years ago. It's going in that direction, and it's actually happening right now. It's possible, and it's all part of what we, as part of Microsoft, see as moving to a frontier firm, really being part of that cutting edge technology and transforming the way how you use your computers, how you interact with your computers, as well as trying new things out. And don't be resistant to change, because AI is not taking away jobs. AI is making jobs more effective. It makes you more effective in the way how you use your computer, how you use your applications, your processes, your workflows, all these things coming together. And this is a great report from last year that you can just download on the internet. It's called The Year of the Frontier Firm is Born. And this creates kind of a vision set of how we see in different phases how humans will interact with AI as part of humans with assistants or with agents as well. So before I jump into like what's Windows 365 for agents and how it's going to change how you interact with your computer, and what AI-enabled cloud PCs are to inject and infuse in the habit of the user, you see a great kind of three-phase layer kind of approach as you, as an IT professional, approach your business, your people. And most likely, a lot of people in your business have not been changing the way how they interact with computers. So it can be very like create resistance or like a change in the natural habit of that user. So what's the best approach there to make sure that users see the value of AI, as well as don't make too much changes in the first kind of set of tools that you provide them? So we most likely all have used M365 Copilot, or the users in your business, hopefully as well, are starting to get into POCs. And that's really the way how to get started. Get familiar with like Copilot, try out some changes, or creating a document, or summarize things, or create meeting kind of invites, descriptions, and all these things as well. And really use it as your co-pilot, your assistant next to you as a user, as a human. And then, of course, phase 2 and phase 3 are really more that advanced phase, where an agent is really configured to do a specific task for the user. And then based on the user interaction with that agent, whether it's Copilot or a different tool, Microsoft Foundry or other solution that you're using, the user is in control of doing that, but the configuration of that agent is really pointed to specific tasks, and do that in exactly sort of the way the user would do that as well. However, as part of human-led agents, there are a lot of limitations of agents right now. If you talk about, hey, I'm using a computer, a Windows 11 computer or a virtual desktop, and I'm using my line of business apps, my corporate applications, my SAP application, or another older application that has been written by a developer in your organization, and the developer left the company, or the source code is not there anymore, or it's too old to kind of interact with or change the code with to potentially destroy the application, and it doesn't work anymore. And that's the reality of a lot of businesses these days, that cannot kind of change to kind of inject or infuse AI directly and modernize that application to the state of using Windows ML as an SDK or Linux runtime. So what we built with Windows 365 for Agents is a platform that can interact with a computer use model, OpenAI operator, or other models from like Anthropic, to mimic the interaction of how you would interact with your line of business applications. However, now it's completely automated and done by this model, where Windows 365 for Agents provide a pay-by-usage platform specifically built for agent makers and first-party agents like Microsoft Copilot Studio. So let me play a quick video, and then we jump straight into it.
Microsoft Copilot Studio is Microsoft's native AI agent platform, designed to enable organizations to build, customize, and manage intelligent agents that work across Microsoft 365 and beyond. Whether you're an agent maker, IT leader, or business decision maker, Copilot Studio empowers you to automate at scale, securely and efficiently. Agents excel when an API is available. But what happens when there isn't one? That's where computer use comes in. One of the most powerful capabilities in Copilot Studio, enabling AI agents to use a computer just like a human would. Introducing Windows 365 for Agents. Now AI agents can run computer use on scalable, secure cloud PCs, reliable and ready when you are. Create and manage cloud PC pools directly in Copilot Studio and automate your enterprise applications without bringing your own machines. Here's how it works. Create your computer-using agent and define its tasks in natural language. Provision or use an existing cloud PC pool. Test and iterate on your automation to make sure it works as expected. Publish your agent to run autonomously in production. Windows 365 for Agents ensures enterprise-grade security and compliance, with Entra ID and Intune management built in. Copilot Studio and Windows 365 for Agents, your trusted solution for secure, scalable automation with AI agents.
So that really sets the stage of what Windows 365 for Agents is. We just announced it at Microsoft Ignite, and we are soon ready to go generally availability with this service as well. A couple things to highlight here is that Windows 365 is the platform, the best platform to use Windows from the cloud for agent builders for. Meaning that if you are using Manus, Genspark, TinyFish, all these different players out there that build agents, you can use Windows 365 as a platform to customize the way how you interact or how you use these different cloud PCs, those computers that mimic a physical computer, but then from every device, because we built this from the cloud. So cross-plat is supported. We also have first-party solutions that support it. So think about Microsoft Copilot Studio, as you saw in the video, but as well M365 Copilot Researcher, which automatically spins up a VM if you use Researcher already. And that's actually a cloud PC being spinned up on the back. As well as Project Opal, which I'm going to talk about in just a bit, which is our own Kua model service from Microsoft that interacts with Windows 365 as well. So everything is consumptive pricing, meaning, and I will soon in the next couple of slides show you how you can sign up for our preview, but everything once we go GA will be consumptive. And as you know, Windows 365 Enterprise is a fixed price right now. So this is a change in our pricing model, specifically for Windows 365 for agents. And we as well support Windows. We are supporting Linux as well, and soon as well, more flexible Linux kind of configurations and browser-based environments as well. So between those three, we feel that we have coverage for the largest amount of applications you will have in your environment. So let me show you a little bit what Project Opal is, because Project Opal is our own computer using agents, or also known as Kua service that we build and release at Microsoft Ignite. And Project Opal is a new way to kind of execute your task-based work. So you can kind of correlate a little bit from like automation, RPA kind of use cases. The difference, however, here is that AI, generative AI, a Kua model is being used to interact with the computer. So if something happens that is like unforeseen, or it's like unexpected, there's a pop-up on the screen happening, or the prompt that you type in like Copilot is a little different than what you configured on the back that the kind of automation needs to do. The Kua can navigate through kind of natural language processing in a way to do with deep learning and interaction with like the model on the back, exactly what you wanted to do, and even kind of like maneuver its way around other use cases that you didn't cover on the back end to configure. So it's very advanced, and the reasoning model and all these different enhancements from like the models that we use on the back is possible to use as well, and hence why it's so advanced in terms of how it can interact with the computer as you would normally do as a user with your line of business applications. So as I said before, Windows 365 is being used on the back for Project Opal. Project Opal is now in Frontier. So I'm pretty sure you all know what Frontier program is. Frontier program is Microsoft program for early previews, releases around like M365 Copilot and other M365 applications like Word, Office, PowerPoint, Excel, where AI is being infused in the application. So Windows 365 for Agents / Project Opal is part of that as well. And you can sign up there to use Project Opal and then use Windows 365 completely automated and configured on the back to interact with like an M365 kind of a Copilot UI to type something in, do this task for me, and then the whole workflow happens on the back. So think about use cases like compliance audits or doing invoicing. Kind of nobody likes to do like reimbursements of invoices or all these things, administrative kind of tax kind of use cases, right? And this is a perfect workload that a Kua computer using agent model like Project Opal can do for you. Think about kind of self-service kind of workflow capabilities like new hire onboardings, time card creation, inventory management. So maybe you're a retail business and you want to kind of automate checking in certain things in your software. This can be done by a Kua model as well with Project Opal, or with MCS, Microsoft Copilot Studio, to kind of completely configure that in the Power Apps kind of Power Automate configuration flow if you would like to completely customize this as well when this workflow kind of kicks in as part of kind of the flow of your scenario. And then, of course, other task and work tracking, DevOps, if you use DevOps tools like that as well to do planning and all these things too. So the other beauty of using a Kua model, an agent, as I just explained, with, for example, Opal and Windows 365 for Agent, or any of the other third-party players out there like Manus and TinyFish and GenSpark that I just called out, is really that you can kind of correlate different applications with each other. So for example, you can say, hey, pull this from Outlook, create this task in this application, and finish this entry level kind of configuration in this application for me. And what it then does, it starts the application X, it starts Office, it goes into your agenda, and then it correlates that just like you normally naturally would do as a user, and then brings it all together and then finish the task in the way it should. So it's not like a static kind of automated flow that happens exactly the same how it normally would go, like a synthetic kind of user workload. No, this is actually a natural user workload happening with the model navigating through certain things. A perfect example is for like if you go to Windows, sometimes you get pop-ups. You get a pop-up of like Windows updates or another notification or error code or something else. A Kua model can navigate through that and select yes or no, or click the red cross, or at least knows where to go to. In older kind of automation RPA kind of workloads, it was always a problem that sometimes something happens unexpected and it didn't know where to go to. And that's solved with this Kua model approach. So one of the things I want to highlight as well is how you can use the Windows 365 for Agent solution as part of the M365 Copilot interaction. So let me play this quick video and show you how that works.
Meet Opal, a new capability in Microsoft 365 Copilot that gets task-based work done. Start by sharing your goal to collect screenshots for a compliance audit and watch it spring into action. Opal instantly builds a plan for the job and starts executing. It launches a cloud PC from Windows 365 for agents to perform real actions, clicking, typing, navigating, just as a human user would, all within a compliant environment. You can guide the work at any time by taking control. Opal pauses while you make your adjustment. Hand it back and Opal resumes seamlessly. While the job continues to run, let's add an extra instruction in chat. Navigate to OneDrive after taking screenshots. Opal adapts instantly, keeping the workflow smooth. Here you can see Opal is finishing up taking the relevant screenshots and navigates to OneDrive. It clicks through relevant folders to locate where the screenshots have been stored, verifying all the information has been captured. Once the job is completed, Opal notifies you it's ready for review and provides a link to outputs as needed. In this case, Opal has provided a link to the OneDrive folder where the screenshots have been stored. Users can keep going with this job or close and start a new one. Try Opal today and experience a smarter way to get work done.
Yeah, pretty awesome demo in my opinion. And what you just saw was really kind of an interaction of using your Windows computer, a cloud PC, coming from the cloud, so you can use this from any device you have that supports Project Opal, and then interact and change and modify or kind of adjust your prompt to make the workload more precise, or kind of preload your model with certain workload kind of information. But then later on, if the model kind of does its thing, you can also like take control and then kind of jump in your Windows session and kind of manually do things if you have to, and then go back and then kind of use the prompt kind of chat functionality again to continue kind of interacting with like the model that eventually then interacts with your Windows computer. So another exciting demo that I prepared is Manus. Manus is one of the biggest partners that we have that is as well using a computer using agent model to finish workloads, and they are using Windows 365 for agents as well. So let me show you a quick video of how Manus is able to use Office-based workloads to think about PowerPoint and other Office applications to interact with the model in your Windows computer and finish the task as you normally would do as an end user. So what you see here is the UI of Manus. So it's like representing a little bit a similar kind of chat UI. And here I'm going to ask you, create a PowerPoint for me with different kind of specifics to change the title in a PowerPoint and create a copy of an existing PowerPoint as well for me. So what happens right now is now the model is kind of interacting with on an API level front with the Windows 365 for Agent service. A Cloud PC is being spinned up, and because the Cloud PC is set up with single sign-on in all your M365 applications, it completely works and sees all your OneDrive kind of PowerPoints, and then it does exactly the task, as you can see, as you normally would do. And this is a simple task, but if you're on the road or you're in a meeting and you just have your phone with you and you just want to do this work while just being in a meeting or interacting with colleagues and just do it on the side, you can easily do that with like an interaction and our interaction that we can do with Windows 365 for Agent with like Manus as a partner. So to kind of summarize a little bit what we just saw was really Windows 365 for agents. So at Microsoft Ignite in November, we had many more announcements as Windows 365 started in 2021, which was the moment that I moved to Redmond with my family as well. And then as well moved to like other offerings like Windows 365 Link and Frontline and all these different capabilities to inject kind of your feedback into the service to make it more aligning with your needs. But in 2025 at Ignite, we really started to build on that momentum and as well on the promise of bringing cloud and AI together. And Windows 365 for Agents is one of those most important announcements we did. And you will soon see more of those enhancements coming to life. The other one is the AI-enabled insights for IT professionals, meaning that if you use Microsoft Intune, you can now use Copilot in Intune to do prompts and correlate and do maintenance and monitoring correlation of how your cloud PCs and of course your physical PCs are performing in your environment, or do policy kind of configurations with agents inside Microsoft Intune. The other big announcement that we did at Microsoft Ignite is called Windows 365 AI-enabled cloud PCs. So I'm going to share a little bit more on what that means. So I'm the product manager lead of this different feature set and platform end-to-end as the owner. And I'm very excited to share that Windows 365 AI-enabled cloud PCs is now as well available in the Microsoft Frontier program. And what you can do with this is, we just talked about agents, like Windows 365 for Agents. And for some workloads or for some processes that can feel like, hey, we need to do a couple more things in order to do that. And we need to train our users. Windows 365 AI-enabled cloud PCs is really built to infuse AI inside the existing Windows 11 kind of desktop environment, in the habits of the normal user, how you normally interact with your computer. So you can use a cloud PC, of course, from every device, because Windows 365 is available via our Windows app from every platform. So Windows, Linux, iOS, Android, all these different platforms, right? The productivity gain you will increase for end users is that we will infuse AI, different models inside Windows File Explorer. So if you do file searching, for example, you can file search based on the semantic indexing kind of context of the scenario of your image. You can say forest, and then forest pictures will pop up, even though the name of the file is not called forest. All these different kind of ways of a memory, a photographical memory, kind of writing it down inside the search box will pop up the different videos or photos or other applications Office application files that you have been stored in a more accurate way to you and your end users. And that's really the first release we did. And normally you would have to buy a Copilot Plus PC for this experience. And we made this available inside Windows 365. You need an 8-core license for that, 256 gigabyte of storage. And soon we will also support 128 gigabit of storage as well. The other experience we released is Click to Do. Click to Do is a way to use a model, an OCR model, to do a screen capture, screen kind of recognition interaction with your Windows PC. And then it overlays over your screen a detection of a model of what's being track and trace in terms of text and images, and that you can extract into Microsoft 365 Copilot or inside your Office-based applications as well. So we'll show you how that works in just a bit. And then, of course, enterprise-grade security. Security is top of mind. All the different compliance and different RAI, responsible AI processes have been followed to release this. And above all, we also released a new wallpaper that you can see on the right side that will be set by default if you provision a cloud PC with 8 cores for the first time, and you enable that for AI-enabled cloud PCs in Microsoft Intune. So let me show you how it all works. So you go in the Microsoft Intune Admin Center, and then in the new Windows 365 device onboarding blade, you will find a new settings option on the right side. You click on settings, and then you can click create. And we created a whole new category of cloud PC configurations in there that you can find over here. So if you click on cloud PC configurations, you can find a flow of creating a setting, which is new to Windows 365. So I'm just giving a random name. And here you can see the first setting we made available, AI-enabled features. This is default disabled, but if you're interested in trying this out, you need to, of course, enable this. Then you given a group to filter your users to activate this setting to. So you can filter your internal IT department or a set of like finance users in there, different group configuration names that you already have, or create a separate group for test users. So once you're done with this, everything will automate kind of on the back. So the provisioning of the cloud PCs, if you provision a new cloud PC with 8 cores, it will automatically get AI enabled. So give you a little bit of like how it works on the back. So here you see like an AI-enabled cloud PC on the right side, and on the left side you see a Copilot Plus PC. Because you probably are familiar with Copilot Plus PCs. They have been around for a while. So we take the best experiences and features from Copilot Plus PCs. So think about the search experience, AI file search, or also known as improved search, as well as click to do. Federated search is also integrated, so you can search for OneDrive files inside your file explorer, as well, based on that same semantic indexing, model injection, and SLM enhancement for your semantic search experience. And then soon we will add as well more model interactive experiences to it as well. The other thing we have inside Windows as something that you can try is searching in settings in your cloud PC, meaning that in settings you can search for a specific setting by name or by scenario, and then it will find that faster for you as well. And it all works based on a hybrid compute framework, a new platform we built on the back, as MPUs, physical MPUs, are not available inside in the Microsoft data centers. We created a new platform that infuses based on a network injection and streaming the AI inferencing from the cloud PC to that platform with a kind of a bursting experience that can be unlimited, configurable in the future for specific workloads if it needs to provide you a consistent productive experience from every device in your cloud PC without being bound by a certain amount of TOPS and such in your environment. So let me show you a little bit kind of how it works and how we monitor it on the back as well. So what you see here are our IT admin controls and monitoring capabilities. So in Intune, I just showed you how you can configure the AI-enabled cloud PC setting in the settings menu. But on the right side here, you see also our monitoring dashboard. So in here, you can see AI-enabled cloud PCs initiated, ready to use, filled, meaning that if you enable a cloud PC by the policy, and the policy was kicked in later, or before or after a certain task was done, or the provisioning didn't happen before the enablement of that setting, you can kind of see here how the provisioning and enablement of AI-enabled cloud PCs and the kind of agent installation on the back is happening. So you can do some troubleshooting there to see, hey, is my user already using the AI-enabled cloud PC kind of features or not from this cloud PC overview dashboard. We are available in many regions. So in the US, West US, East US, in India as well. We are available in Australia, in the UK, West Europe, North Europe as well. We just are about to add Japan East. So if you're from Asia watching this session, Japan East is coming there as well. We are working on some more regions, like in the Middle East and such, so stay tuned for that being added. But we have the broadest coverage with these regions already, so really encourage you to start kicking the tires and try it out. So yeah, enough talking, right? Like, I really want to jump in another demo here and show you how AI-enabled cloud PCs work. So what you see here is our new end user experience card. So you see the new wallpaper, and in the left-hand corner, you see AI enabled as a new tag. And that's the new category we introduced as part of the Ignite announcement and releases we did there, as I shared earlier, to really highlight for the end user and as well, of course, for the IT professional, how this cloud PC is being configured. We have been adding in the last week or so Frontier next to the AI-enabled tag as well. And now you can even actually hover over the tag and as well see what an AI-enabled cloud PC actually means. So let me play this quick video and then show you improved search as well as click to do, and how click to do injects and exports files and different text and information from within your Windows 11 Windows 365 Cloud PC directly into M365 Copilot. I'm extremely excited to showcase the new client experience for AI-enabled cloud PCs, as well as the new features, improved search, support for OneDrive, as well as click to do within a cloud PC. So let me show you how it works. So I'm connecting to my cloud PC, and you can see the new cards and experience kicking in. And in my cloud PC, I'm searching for rugby. And you can see that a rugby picture pops up, but the name is not called rugby. And this is the AI file search experience with semantic indexing that is now available in your cloud PC. The other feature that we announced is click to do. And with click to do, you can select text on the screen and export it to M365 Copilot. And I also do that with pictures and remove the background and blur and all these things as well. So here you can see I'm exporting it to M365 Copilot and ask Copilot to summarize the data I want to export from Microsoft Edge, but that could be any line of business application that you're using, and then summarize it for me and export it into a document in Microsoft Word. And this is just one of the integrations to bring AI inside Windows 11 as part of Windows 365 to bring more value for Microsoft 365 Copilot, as well as the natural use of using Windows 11 from the cloud. Yeah, so I'm hearing you kind of thinking, right? Like, how can I start kicking the tires with this? And the good news here is that since like Microsoft Ignite, you can use AI-enabled cloud PCs already in a public Frontier preview, meaning that from within the Frontier program, which we are in, you can sign up directly inside Windows Insiders program. And that's the only opt-in you have to do, meaning that via Intune for like a bulk amount of cloud PCs, or you just do it individually in the Windows Update settings menu. You can opt in to the dev or beta channel in Windows Insiders program. And then on the other side, in the Intune portal, you flip the setting of the AI-enabled configuration that I just showed to you, and then you're done. And then within like 4 to 12 hours, the enablement and provisioning and everything happens completely automated on the back. And then you can start kicking the tires with these new AI experiences. And soon we will add more enhancements to the AI-enabled cloud PC offering as well. So here you can scan the QR code. You can go to aka.ms/AI cloud PCs as well to kick the tires with, and really start using these experiences, and reach out to me personally on LinkedIn or via the feedback hub to really share kind of your feedback on what you want to see more. So to wrap us up and to leave some maybe room for questions as well at the end, I really want to leave you with something. So I know that every day you're facing challenges in your environment. you're interacting with users, you are maybe doing some old school things in your environment, like GPO management or Active Directory maintenance or other kind of things in your environment to make sure that the business is keeping the lights on, right? So what you learned today might feel a little bit like far off or maybe something you will do later. But my recommendation for you is to look what you kind of learned today and your current kind of challenges, as well as looking through the front windshield of your car, as well as the rear view mirror, where the rear view mirror represents your current challenges, your current kind of challenges in terms of keeping the lights on, the things that keep you busy on a day, but doesn't really move the innovation needle forward. And see the windshield, the window in front, as the future, the things you learned today, the things you learned in other sessions, things you learned that you can do with Copilot differently that you normally would do. My recommendation for you is really to use what you learned today, maybe in a small format, just kind of with a kind of a use case easier to do. Try it out, create a POC, and then make change happen in your environment. Because the future of Windows is AI in cloud, and we are here as well to help you with that for your use to be more productive. So that was the end of my session. I hope you really enjoyed it. There was a lot of demos and innovation wrapped up in 41 minutes. Happy to be back in the future. I really love this conference. And maybe Marcel, back to you and see if there's some questions for me as well for the last 4 minutes.
Hello, Marcel. It's going down, but I have a question. And what's the NPU stuff in the computers or in the Copilot Plus computers?
Yeah, it's a good question. So we didn't kind of make an NPU available in the cloud. We kind of did, but not physically. So what we built is a platform. So in every data center, we built components like microservices with a bunch of GPU-based VMs attached to it. And then there's a software inferencing platform we built that injects GPUs as it are operating as NPUs inside your Windows 365 Cloud PC. So in your Windows 365 Cloud PC, you interact with Windows just the same as you would do on a Copilot Plus PC, but then we offload that to that platform, meaning that the amount of capacity the NPU has on a physical Copilot Plus PC, that's bound by 40 TOPS, and I think the new ones have 80 TOPS. That limit is not happening in the cloud. So you don't have to deal with limits of TOPS or whatsoever. You only have to deal with experience. And that's where we're responsible for as a SaaS service in the Microsoft Cloud. So there's no number attached to AI-enabled cloud PCs or an NPU with a limit. It's a platform, and the platform can allow bursting to the numbers that you would like to see in order to guarantee a consistent experience.
And I need the internet for that's working.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, Cloud PC lives in the cloud, so for a Cloud PC, you would need an internet connection. The good thing is that with all the optimizations we have been doing on the protocol, like bandwidth as far as you can stream a Netflix kind of episode of a series is enough to have a good experience of streaming your Windows session from the cloud. And that's the same for 5G, 4G, and other kind of scenarios out there.
Awesome. I'll look forward what's coming, and it's also be a good invest to buy a Copilot Plus PC for the future, or is it stopped and changed to the make it a change to the cloud?
It's a good question. No, Copilot Plus PCs will remain to be important and will keep continue innovating. We provide you more options. So if you decide to use a different device, a different platform form factor, you can use these experiences from the cloud streamed via the Windows app. So take an iPad, for example. These days, you can even expand an iPad to an external display. that you can stream windows with these experiences from that device. So your local device is not defining experience you get. But if you use a Copilot Plus PC, you can use these experiences locally as well. And Copilot Plus PCs have ARM-based chipsets, so that could be for security and battery life, a good purpose to purchase. But it doesn't have to be that device, because you can also stream it from the cloud. So if you have a different strategy for endpoints, different form factors, different low entry, lightweight devices, thin clients, Windows 365 Link, these devices don't have an MPU locally. So in order to get these experiences, you can use Windows 365 AI-enabled cloud PCs.
And how is the pricing working? Is it credit-based, or is it...
Windows 365 AI-enabled cloud PCs are fixed price. The exact price, the best thing to do is to contact your Microsoft sales representative. So it's really dependent on your scenario, your size, and such, what the outcome of the price is. But it's that's probably the best thing to do.
Yeah, then I say thank you. It was an awesome session. I learned a lot, and I have looked for a Copilot Plus PC, I think. And I like the Windows 95 in your background.
Yeah, it's an old box. I did a lot of research to get one that wasn't damaged. So this one is like pretty much almost new out of the box.
Yeah. Okay, then I say thank you, and hope we see you again, and have a nice day. Thank you. Bye.
Hey, thank you.
The Microsoft ecosystem is evolving faster than ever. Copilot, Power Platform, security, modern work, Azure AI. New features every week, new opportunities every day. But learning is scattered. Events are expensive, limited, and difficult to access. That changes now. Welcome to M365 Con, the world's largest online Microsoft 365 convention. 2 powerful weeks, 1 week of workshops, 1 week of free global talks and keynotes. Build your own learning path with expert-led workshops. From Power Platform to security, from Copilot to Azure AI, you choose what matters to you. Then join over 60 free sessions with most valuable professionals, Microsoft trainers, architects, and innovators from around the world. Meet the community, explore the virtual expo, connect with experts, and be part of a global Microsoft experience. Accessible, global, interactive, and designed for every Microsoft 365 professional. M365 Con, your community, your learning path, your Microsoft 365 future.